What is up, YouTube? It is Dolly back in the house again tonight. Tonight, of course, we're talking the latest news in the Nancy Guthrie case. Once again, has the circus came to town or what? But we're going to be talking Nancy Guthrie tonight. So if you're here, make sure you like the video. If you're brand new, sub up, ring the bell for notifications. Feel free to share my ugly face everywhere, and keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times because this train is leaving the station. It's Dolly Vision, baby.
Bomb Dolly! I'm Dolly Belly. I'm Dolly, baby. Hey, hey, hey. I'm Dolly, baby, yeah, the king of this game. Best to ever do it, put respect on my name. Everybody got a channel, everybody got a mic, but they ain't got the juice, they built like I'm built. I go live, whole internet shakes. Other creators watching every move that I make. They can copy my style, they can copy my flow, but they'll never beat Dolly, and they already know. I'm a living legend, they should hang me in a Hall of Fame. Greatest true crime voice that they ever heard it all. Best there ever was, best there is today, best there ever will be. What else can I say? Subscribe! Throw your hands in the sky when Dolly goes live. Everybody stops by. Subscribe! Throw your hands in the air. Ain't nobody doing what I'm doing over here. These dudes talk tough, but they're boring as hell. Reading off a script while I'm creating the tale. I'm boots on the ground, they're boots on the couch. I'm out chasing leads while they're running their mouth. I'm the headline at the fine print. I'm the home run, they're a weak hit. I'm the main event, the opening acts. When the history books drop, they're getting cut from the facts. I got people tuned in from the second I appear, cause they know something wild's about to happen in here. I don't chase attention, attention chases me. That's the difference between a legend and a wannabe. I'm a problem, I'm a beast, I'm a one-man show. Got the whole damn true crime world moving too slow. Every time I hit live, I raise the bar again. Everybody else competing for second place, my friend. King of the late night, king of the live stream, king of making something out of nothing but a dream. I built this from the dirt, now I'm sitting on the throne. And the funny part is I did it on my own. Throw your hands in the sky if you're rocking with Dolly. Let me hear that battle cry. Subscribe. Let the whole world know the king just walked in and he's stealing the show. They say arrogance is ugly, maybe that's true, but when you're this damn good, what you supposed to do? I'm the greatest to ever do it, everybody can see. And if there was another Dolly, he's the one to be me. DOLLY. Remember the name, live legend forever, yeah. I'm changing the game. Best there ever was, best there is, best to be. And everybody else is just chasing me.
What is up, YouTube? What is up? It is good to see you, beautiful people. All my late night true crime junkies still up and kicking, I see. Well, let me tell you guys this. There is only one king, okay? Well, there's a few kings. There's the king of pop, there's the king of rock, and there's the king of true crime, and that is Dolly, okay? You can put on a Burger King crown if you want. That don't make you a king, right? What the hell is going on? A circus is in Arizona once again, okay? Like, you can't even make some of this stuff up. Oh my God. I'm going to ask the question tonight. Is anything that is going on in Arizona going to help bring Nancy home? Okay? Sitting in a lawn chair in front of a closed sheriff's office, is that going to bring Nancy home? Is that how we're going to get answers from Nancy? Let's protest when everybody's in bed, okay? The sheriff ain't even there. What in the world? People sitting around wearing fake media passes and paper king crowns? It's almost comical. It is almost what is going on in the Nancy Guthrie case. It'll almost make you laugh, right? Sad as this case is, serious this case is, this is a real woman. This is somebody's real grandmother. This is somebody's real mother. She's a real human being. And this shit is getting treated like a big ass joke. I feel bad for the Guthrie family. I want to apologize for us normal people on YouTube. Everybody's like not like that, Savannah. It is crazy. Army Mom, all 5 protesters. Yeah, exactly. All 5 protesters sitting out there like they just like they're waiting in med line. You know what I'm saying? At a psychiatrist, they're waiting to get their meds. This is nuts. Poor. I feel so bad for Savannah and her family and all that they're being put through by a pack of idiots. What is it going to take to bring Nancy home? What are we missing? What piece of the puzzle is there that is missing in the Nancy Guthrie case? I'm tired of talking about those idiots. Nobody cares. They watch this not because they want Nancy found. They watch it because it's entertaining and they're idiots. Okay, that's basically why they're watching it. They're idiots. It's a shit show, and everybody's tuned into it. But for us small group of people that really want Nancy Guthrie found, you guys are the important people in this because you're the people that really care and really want justice for this lady. Now, are we ever going to get that? Or did Sheriff Nanos drop the ball so badly that we're never going to get justice?
There is breaking news that remains of someone found tonight in Tucson. Well, the press is still seated.
The press is still seated, right? There's breaking news, remains of someone found in Tucson. Well, listen, a lot of people get killed in Tucson. And I'm going to print me up a press pass tomorrow, okay? Because, you know, I do own legally in Virginia, Dolly Media Group. I'm going to print me out a fake press pass. I'm going to start wearing it around. And I'm going to start saying, I'm an independent journalist. I'm with the free press, okay? And I'm going to have me a press pass that's going to have my face on it like this. Oh, Lord, right? Oh, Lord. Anybody these days, they're out there. It's like, they took Bullhorn Betty class 101. Okay. Just print you up a pass, and that makes you media, right? That makes you media. We're going to sit in these lawn chairs till Sheriff Nanos comes to work, and then we're going to leave. If you're going to protest when somebody's at the office, right? Go to Sheriff Nanos' house, stand out there with some signs. See how long that happens before you're back in jail. What happened in Georgia, Dolly? I don't know. I'm not in Georgia. I'm in Virginia. What happened in Spain? I don't know. I'm not there. Okay. Lolo has came to visit us. Come here, Lolly. Hey, Lolo. Lolo hasn't made a visit. I'm going to get Lolo a press pass. Okay. Lolo, we're going to go protest in Tucson in the desert. She's like, bitch, you are crazy. We are not doing that. Say hello to YouTube. Say hello to everybody. Okay. Okay. All right. That is my producer, my new producer, Lolo. Listen, I don't think that's going to do any good, right? If you know, there's not a big enough group to make a difference, and they're not sincere about what they're doing. They're just sitting there. They're not protesting. They're not doing any of those things. It's comical, right? You know, everything is so much clickbait. They point fingers at everybody. If you walk down the street, you're a suspect. If you drive a truck by the house, you're a suspect. If you go put a cone in the street, you're a suspect. This is the type of people. What happened at the DV hearing? From my understanding, all that stuff got pushed back. You know, we knew that wasn't happening right now anyway. So I don't know. Everything's a distraction. I'm over it. right? I try to tell people what kind of people they are, but nobody wants to listen. So what I'm just talking to talk, right? So it don't do no good. We're just going to stick to where's Nancy and who did it and those type of things, because like I said, people want to watch a shit show, and that's what they're getting. And I hope they're entertained at the expense of an 84-year-old woman, which is terrible. But listen, we got to hold faith in the world that karma is real. And when you do terrible things and bad things and exploit people, that it comes back and bites you in the ass. Okay? That's what we just got to hope for. We got to hope that the universe has the answers and stuff like this, right? I'm just trying to catch up on what the chat room is talking about. Preach. Well, I don't want to turn this into a sermon tonight because it ain't it. Listen, let them people do whatever they want to do. If they want to run around acting like kids, wearing fucking Burger King crowns and, you know, sitting in lawn chairs and hanging out and thumb wrestling all night with fake press passes and press all over themselves, then more power to them. Listen, live your best life in this world, okay? Alex is going to get a ton of calls setting up P tent in the parking lot. I don't think he's doing that, is he? Is he really? I don't know. I ain't watching that stuff. Listen, I don't care for that type of entertainment. It's not for me. I just want justice for Nancy Guthrie, whatever that justice may be. You know, there is a real suspect out there, and I believe that suspect looks just like this picture. You know, I've turned these photos over. The sketch, I believe, is a good sketch of the perpetrator of Porch Guy. Who is Porch Guy connected to? Why did he take Nancy? Are the ransom notes real? These are the P-bag. Okay, listen, I don't care. If you can't get in the car and ride 5 minutes up the road to go to the bathroom, something's definitely. What are you going to miss? It's a building with the lights off. There ain't even nobody there. Okay? What do they really think they're achieving? It's just stupid. It's to entertain a bunch of idiots. Okay? People with good common sense, they don't support that stuff. Right? You look at anybody that has any common sense, they don't support that fraud shit. To me, they're just a bunch of scammers that are YouTube entertainment. That's it. Right? But if they people like clowns. Okay, that's all I can say. People like clowns and P-tents. Apparently, I don't know. But where is Nancy at? Did somebody take her across the border? Reggie Be Good has been here for 50 months. Thank you, Reggie. I'm glad you've been here with us all this time. I know it's late night. And you know, the bad thing is all these people are flocking to people that really don't care about Nancy Guthrie. That's kind of sad, right? You know, people that would cuss the family and do things. I feel really terrible for Savannah. I do. She's in a situation where, you know, she's finally back on TV and, you know, but will she ever be the same after a tragedy like this? Will she ever be the same? You know, and there are some people out there that I believe are doing good in Tucson. You know, they're out there searching and looking. At this point, though, are they going to find anything? I hate to say it. I'm starting to lose hope in the Nancy Guthrie case. I don't think there's much more YouTubers can really do. You know, the searching's been done. The spreading the word for the last 6 months has been done. Right now, I don't really feel like there's nothing we can do to help anymore. And that's a sad feeling because I don't like to give up on people. And I ain't saying I want to give up on her. It's just, this is how I feel like what is there left to do? We done tried, especially if you don't have the support of the police or the FBI and they're not really doing anything. As a somebody on the outside looking in, what can you really do? I'm starting to think Nancy is never going to be found unless thank you for coming a member. That is a great way to keep the channel alive, okay? Unless this dude strikes again. And I believe the porch guy and whoever he's involved with will strike again. Your sketch is such a great clue. Don't understand why they haven't jumped on that. Well, because, I put out a sketch and then 700 other YouTubers put out a sketch. And now you got 300 sketches of different things. Too many cooks in the kitchen, I think, is the problem with everything like that. That, you got so many people doing so much. And however they come up with what they came up with, I don't know. But I think that's why they're not taking it serious. Because they're getting flooded by internet people. And I'm just one of those internet people, right? Just another number in the book of people calling in, and they're not taking the leads credible. And the bad thing about that is, what if the real lead comes in, the one that could cooking with Big Daddy, right? Misunderstood. They need to let Big Daddy do the cooking, Dolly, and they need to sit back and just eat and shut up. But that don't seem to be the case. That don't seem to be the case. Too many cooks in the kitchen. That is absolutely right. So they're not taking these leads seriously. And like I said, what if the real lead comes in, the one that could crack the case, and they haven't took that serious? With a $1 million reward and nobody's talked, nobody is. They're not. Right? So if they're waiting on a tip to come in, they're going to be waiting a long time, because if somebody knew something, they would have already said something. So whoever knows is involved. So if they know about it, they did it. And that's why they're not talking. If they didn't know, if they knew their loved one did it, most people would tell on a family member for $1 million. They're asking for $6 million. Yeah. And of course, I don't believe that's real. I've never believed the ransom notes to be real. Never. Not one time have I ever thought these ransom notes were real. Right? Porch guy, I don't think he wrote no ransom notes. The ransom notes look like they were written by AI. And not only that, they sound like they were written by two different people. In one letter, it contradicts herself. Oh, we didn't have anything to do with your mama dying. But the first letter was, you don't pay us, we're going to kill your mama. Oh, we didn't know your health issues. The letters are very contradicting in themselves. So I never truly believed that these letters to be real at all. Right? I just thought the letters were total bullshit, and they were written by somebody in India or Pakistan. These scammers that, as soon as they asked for Bitcoin, I knew it was bullshit. And you can say, Dolly, you're wrong. These ransom letters are real. I just don't think they are. I think this was a robbery, and they took Nancy because she was a witness. That's why the back door was propped open. That's why the fence was propped open. They took something. Nanu says he knows more that he can't tell. He says he thinks they know why they took Nancy, because it was a robbery and things were taken from that home. They just won't tell us what was taken from that home, because there's no reason to prop the doors open and do all that if you're not going to take anything. It's like, do you just do stuff to do it? No. If I go prop my door open right now, it's either I'm trying to let some air in, I'm going to be walking out the door with something and I need something to hold it open. Was there a safe in the house? That's a good question. Matter of fact, me in Tucson, when I was out there in Arizona, we were talking about that. And he said, well, I heard rumors there may have been a safe inside the house. Now, this is way before we knew the door was propped open and the fence was propped open. We didn't even notice at this time. But me and Tucson 857, we were standing out in front of the house talking about it. And I was like, you know, if she had a safe, because a lot of older people don't trust the bank or the banking system. Right? They don't. They think the banking systems could collapse. They remember the Great Damn Depression from 1919, you know, and they hide money and stuff like that in their house. A lot of older people do it. I think it was a SA. You know, I've always thought that too. Why would a perpetrator be there for 41 minutes? Think about that. 41 minutes in that house. There was no reason to be there for 41 minutes. If I was to come over, and I would never kidnap anybody, but let's just say I'm going to come get coded 810 right there. I'm not going to sit in your house 41 minutes till the police show up. I'm going to get in, I'm going to grab you, and I'm going to get out. It's got to be out the country. That's how foreign people are, and they can't be Americans, period. I think the wording shows you that it was not American people. She's buried in nature. American people don't talk like that. You know, there was a few things they said that was made me think that Americans didn't write the ransom letters. Why me, Dolly? I don't know. You was just the first name I seen in the chat room. I wouldn't kidnap you, don't worry. But I'm just saying, if I was to come to your house and do anything illegally, which I wouldn't, but I would be in and out, you know, like the movie Gone in 60 Seconds, you know, like you're not going to stick around and wait for the police. I do feel like whoever was in that house knew something more than they should have known. Okay. If it was, did she have money in a safe? Did they know about the cameras? Because if you knew about the camera, why would you walk up to the camera? That don't make a lot of sense, right? Or did they not know about the camera? You know, I always feel like I should go with my gut, what my gut tells me in the very beginning. And, you know, I said, hey, I believe this to be maybe an SA and a robbery, maybe both. And it makes the most sense. You know, the ransom don't really make much sense. Who has ever in this country, in America, got away with a kidnapping for ransom? It just really doesn't happen. Okay? It just really doesn't happen. But there's nobody ever gets away with a kidnapping for ransom. That shit in the movies. That ain't something that's really in the real world. Usually they catch you in a matter of days when you try to kidnap somebody for ransom. And what low-life ransom kidnapper, okay, let's listen. If you're a scumbag kidnapper, do you have Bitcoin? No. People that invest in the stock market, people that are really heavily into the internet have Bitcoin. So to think that just some low-life scumbag from Tucson, where there's damn everybody's on drugs, has got a Bitcoin wallet? Listen to this. I work on the internet. I have an online store. Okay. I'm on the internet every day. I invest in stocks. When I get extra money, I put it into the stock market. I'm down right now. I'm down. Okay. So I ain't made no money in the stock market. I'm actually lost some money. And I don't have a Bitcoin wallet. All right. And I don't know. Listen, back in my day when I would smoke, I knew some sketchy people because I'd had to go places to get things. And some of those times they'd be sketchy people. Not one of them dudes ever said, you can pay me in Bitcoin. Okay. Never. Never. I've never met a sketchy person with a Bitcoin wallet. I just haven't. Usually, when you see people that have Bitcoin wallets, they're online scammers, like from Pakistan, India. These people that call you and be like, you know, I want to sell you an extended car warranty. You don't even have a car. All right. Or these people that write you and say, you're kin to a prince and he died and we need $5,000 to give you $100 million. Right. It's always something like that. So I'm going with my gut, what my gut told me in the very beginning. And I know y'all disagree with this. This was random. Random. And, I hate to say Occam's razor, but usually in a case, the police don't even have to tell us the truth. Maybe a door propped open because the thing's taken out the back of the house. Then she was taken out the front. Yes, absolutely. Usually the explanation is the most simplest explanation. But the internet turns everything into a Stephen King movie. Steven Spielberg, Quentin Tarantino, right? They go, it has to be the craziest, wildest thing ever, like a made-for-TV movie. It can't just be something simple. There was a criminal in the neighborhood. He was checking doors. Nancy's door was open. I still think he tried to open the front door to see if it was locked. Because when he puts his hand over the camera like this, the bottom hand is going like this. What is he doing? He's trying to open the door, but that door was locked. The first person to tell you guys anything about the back door was Dolly, me. I said, listen, he didn't break in the back door. He went in through the back and the back door was unlocked. Nancy forgot to lock the back door. Then, of course, the Guthrie family came out and said sometimes our mother forgets to lock the back door. I just went with my gut, right? And it has never failed me yet, okay? Never failed me yet. When I go with my first instinct and what my gut's telling me, it's usually always right. Now, if I'm right, we got chances. We got really good chances of this person being caught, okay? I think the person was intoxicated by the way they were bending, by the way they were walking, that they were intoxicated when they did this. All right. One, it's late as shit at night. Two, what do they call alcohol? Liquid courage. So if you're going to try to get your courage up or you're about to do something crazy, you want to be in the right mindset when you do these types of crimes, right? You got to be ready. You got to be a little loose, right? You got to be, feeling it, I guess. I'd had to have a few drinks in me. If we were about to go do something crazy, I'm be like, yeah, I got to prepare myself for this. Until I get my nerves up. So I believe that porch guy was intoxicated. That explains the way he was walking. That explains the way he was standing. And I believe he had been patrolling that neighborhood like a shark. Okay, think about a reef shark in the reef. That shark will leave, right? But he always comes back to the reef and looks around for food, for prey. And I believe on January 11th, he went by there checking doors and everything was locked. But on February 1st, it wasn't. And this was more of a crime of opportunity. So many people have this tunnel vision and they're focused on Annie and Tommaso. But I want to tell some of you people, y'all were the same people that said Jack D, Jack S, and all the Jacks did it in the Idaho 4. Remember, everybody was wrong. Every YouTuber up here was wrong. Dolly won't. I ain't trying to blow my own horn. I'm just reminding you guys that everybody said Jack D, the boyfriend, he's want to do it. She was breaking up with him. She was leaving. He did it. He got her the golden doodle, right? We all heard that. We all heard those, and everybody was wrong. Do you think Jack D, Jack S, the bartender, the food truck guy, you think any of those people got an apology from the people that accused them of being murderers? I bet you they didn't. I bet you they didn't open one email that said, hey, I'm sorry for calling you a murderer, right? Saying you did it. No, right? So I think people are locked in so much, and they want to hear that Annie and Tommaso did it. Like if I was making videos about Annie and Tommaso being guilty, I would get more views because the majority of people, that's the content they want. They really do. And but we got to remember there's zero proof that Annie and Tommaso had anything to do with it. Zero. Nothing. No, not one hard fact. Now there's speculation, right? There's people that say, well, their behavior don't act right. Okay. But we don't know what the FBI told them to do. Maybe the FBI told them don't do any press at all. And don't say anything. And when you do, it needs to come through us. Because listen, when we seen Savannah, she goes on her Instagram, right? She's done what, 3 videos on the Instagram? She's made a couple posts, but she's done 3 videos. Every word she said in all 3 of those videos were scripted. 2 of the videos, she read it off a paper right in front of us, right? So that didn't come from her. That came directly from the FBI. So what if the FBI has told Annie and Tommaso not to talk? There's not one hard fact, but trails lead back to Tommaso. What trail? What trail are you going down? I mean, we could go with he was the last one to see her, but they know she was there. Okay? They know she was there. Her watch disconnected. Her pacemaker disconnected. So we know she was in proximity of that pacemaker. We know she was there. Facts. Okay? There's no way she could have been connected to the machine and not been there. It just don't happen. You know, so there's nothing, you know, you can say that, but you're just saying that, coded, right? You're just saying that. You don't have not one solid evidence or one solid proof that they're there. Now, listen, I will open up the phone lines. Give me 1 second. And if anybody thinks they did it, call in. Give me one solid piece of evidence that makes me think they did it. I've heard mostly everything that you can say, you know, that they needed money, but their sister's a millionaire. We don't know Nancy's finances. For all we know, Annie and Tommaso were taking care of Nancy. Nancy didn't work. She had to be on, you know, Social Security or retirement, something of that nature. So a lot of people, when they get in their 80s, they live on fixed incomes. We know she wasn't rich because if she was rich, she wouldn't have had to refinance her house to build pools and pool houses and things like that. Not only that, she was renting out the pool house to people. So you got to think about all them people that rented that pool house. There's a possibility that one of those people could have something to do with it. Hold on, callers. Please start calling. I don't even have it set up yet. Don't call yet. I'll put the number up when it's time to call. I'm still trying to share the screen and all that. I don't even have the phone line set up yet. So I'm doing that now. I mean, can you not follow directions? Can you not? Simple directions. Okay, now let me get the phone lines open before you start blowing the phones up. Oh my God. This better be good. I know that. Dolly.
Oh, it's good. All right.
Damn, Mab. I mean, you
I
blowing
can
me
tell
up.
by
I was
your
trying,
eyeballs. I can tell by your eyeballs what you're doing when the phone go on.
I know, but you didn't let me get the open to share the screen so people could hear you.
That was the guy before me.
No, that was you. I seen the number. Don't lie. Jesus don't like liars. You've been hanging out with them scammers over there. Now you
Come
come
on,
up in
man.
here lying.
I don't hang out with no damn scam.
What's up, Mapster? Oh,
Oh, not much. Doing more
Um,
land.
okay, you blew the damn phone up. You better have something to say.
I got something to say. You know what? Why was Nanos reading a script from the family at the very first press conference?
What do you mean reading a script? How do you know the script was from the family?
Because he said it. He said it. He actually said that.
I don't know. I would have to go back and pull up the first interview. I don't really remember him saying this is a script from the family.
I think the Savannah's husband's company has been running this narrative from the very beginning.
Savannah's husband's company.
Blubber Group.
Has been
That's what they do.
I mean, far as running it as in have they reached out and spoke to Nanos? I'm sure they have. I'm sure every family member has reached out and spoke to Nanos, especially in the very beginning.
Speaking to them. I'm talking about running the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been reading off the scripts the whole time. From the very first press conference, from the notes.
No, remember, not always. Remember when he was crying and shit like that, and he was just talking.
Yeah.
And then they shut him up after the FBI got involved. Yeah, he was reading off a script, but I think he was talking from the hip in the beginning.
The first night he was talking from the hip, but that next morning, when he was looking at his phone, he's like, "I'm not used to everybody hanging on my word."
Yeah, because people are already catching him in lies.
He had a script from the family to read off of.
That was probably their statement. That was probably their statement that they gave him, and he was probably reading from that. But far as he didn't get shut down until like, I think it was 6 days in, when he did that press conference, and the FBI handler was out there standing beside him.
Yeah.
And then the other dude came out and said, that's all the questions he's going to answer. Yeah. He didn't even say he wanted to stop the press conference. That the people that he was there with came out and said, that's it. That's all you're going to ask them. And then they walked them off. So I think
this is just some drunk dude just happened to be rolling around the neighborhood.
I don't think he was just happened to be. Up. I think he had been patrolling that neighborhood for a long time. We know that because he was there January 11th. Why would a kidnapper?
I think this was a targeted elimination.
Why would he be there on January 11th, ma'am?
As to scope out the place.
Then why didn't he know the camera was there when he got there on February 1st?
He did know the camera was there.
Why would he walk up to it when he could have avoided it?
That was part of the situation. That's part of the facade of the whole thing.
Yeah, but if I knew a camera was there, am I going to walk right up to the camera? Or would
if that's what you want them to see. You want them to see a bumbling idiot on the porch when the real shit is going on in the house and out the back door.
that makes for a great movie that you're talking, but that don't make for real life.
That movie will come out, and they'll be making $100 million off of that movie.
Oh, I understand that. That's it. That's if they had something to do with it, or if they didn't have nothing to do with it, they're going to make millions and millions.
Annie and Tommaso had anything to do with it.
I haven't thought they had anything to do with it for the longest time. I just think that they shut up, and of course, Tommaso is instructed
to shut up. This Glover group that handled this, running this whole thing, put a clamp on everybody's mouth on this thing.
I don't think
the church ladies to the Annie and Tommaso, to everybody.
I don't think that's
You'd be
it. I think
surprised.
it's random. I think it's random, man. I don't
You
think
want
it's
to make, you want to
targeted.
make a bet?
I,
$100.
we can't bet
If
any
it ever
rules.
gets solved, which I don't think it will,
It ain't.
and
I
you're
don't.
right, I owe you $100. If I'm
It
right,
won't get
you owe me
solved.
$100.
It won't get solved, but Porch Guy will end up getting caught and arrested for something else and end up going to prison.
He'll never get tied to that.
He'll never get
never
tied
get
to it.
tied to this crime here, and they won't be able to prove it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he's going to strike again. They just won't be able to tie him to this crime because they don't have no evidence against him. You can't tell who's under that mask.
They had to have somebody who wasn't in CODIS, somebody that didn't have a criminal record. So you think this guy's just a criminal that's
he can have a criminal record. He
stuff.
just don't have a criminal record where he has DNA on file. Okay,
Yeah,
I got a
which
criminal
means
record. They don't have my
he
DNA.
hasn't. Yeah, but you're for felonies.
Yeah, they only take it for here. They only take it for violent felonies.
Violent felonies.
And it's like essays or any crimes to do with that type of stuff. They don't take it for every felony. Like if you go get felony shoplifting, they don't take your DNA. Not here in Virginia. If you go get a felony charge,
because all the signs.
Matter of fact, I had a felony charge. I had a malicious wound with intent to maim, disfigure, or kill charge, and they didn't take DNA.
Your DNA needs to be in the system, son.
They didn't take it. They ended up dropping it down to a misdemeanor when I went to court. Simple assault. Me and this dude got in a bar fight.
Thing?
No, it was a bar fight, and I got arrested and held for malicious wounding with intent to maim, disfigure, or kill, and I was held with no bond. And then I got a bond hearing, and then they set my bond at $25,000, and I bonded out.
They tried to get me with assault with a deadly weapon when I ran over an old lady with my.
They didn't get me for a deadly weapon. That, believe it or not, I'm surprised that wasn't one of the charges because we were in a bar and this dude had a pool stick and I hit him with a guitar, and he ended up knocking him out. And he was in the hospital for like 3 days, and it's a crazy story. They ended up arresting the wrong person. They didn't arrest me that night. They arrested me with the SWAT team at Mickey D's in the drive-through line, but they arrested my buddy. And I told the police, I said, listen, he didn't do it. I hit the guy, right? They were like, listen, he's going to jail. Unless you want to go to jail with him, I suggest you get out of here. So I was like, okay, well, let me get out of here before we both go to jail and I can't get my friend out. So I went and bonded him out of jail, right? Because he went to jail for what I did.
Two crazy old people tried to hold me hostage one time.
Wow.
And I had to run over the old lady in a judo outfit. I didn't run her over. I hit her with my car to get her out of the way so I could split.
Yeah. So when the dude woke up,
to come out.
The dude woke up in the hospital, map, and told him, said, no, that ain't the dude that hit me. Jimmy's the one that hit me. And then they issued felony warrants against me for malicious wounding with intent to maim, disfigure, or kill. And my baby's mama wanted something from Mickey D's. So I left the house. I don't know if they followed me from the house or they seen me leave the house. I don't know how they knew I was at Mickey D's, right? But I was at Mickey D's and I was in the drive-through line, and I'm looking at the girl in the window of the Mickey D's. All of a sudden, you know how they had that little bar that locks the window? She shuts the window real fast and she puts the bar in it. And it kind of caught me like off guard, like, why the hell did she just do that? And right about that time, I looked to the passenger side, and I had my passenger window down, and there's a gun right in my face, and it's a woman cop. She's screaming, turn the car off, right? And I'm in a little low ride BMW, and so I reach over and I turn the car down. Then she's like, throw the keys out the window. So I throw the keys out the window, and at this point, she backs off from the car, and as I look back, there's like 6 cops. I'm full SWAT gear, everything, with their guns out, surrounded the car, and now they're screaming, "Get out the vehicle! Get out the vehicle!" You know, turn around, face away from me. get down on your knees, lace your finger. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the drive-through of Mickey D's, and it's summertime, and there's a big puddle of fucking hot oil on the ground, and I laid in it because they were screaming, lay down, get down, and it was burning me. Right, so I was laying there, it was burning me. This lady runs up and drops her knee right in my neck. I felt my whole back crack. Like it was like she cuffed me up, picked me up. She looked at me. She said, "You ever been to Newport News?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Well, you know why you're going to jail then." Walked me to the car, put me in the car, and told me, she said, "I got a warrant for you for malicious wounding with intent to maim, disfigure, or kill. No bond.
Assault with the guitar."
I hit the dude with a guitar. Yeah. But they didn't get me for like a deadly weapon or anything like that. It was just the maiming charge, which carries 10 years in prison. You know,
they tried to get me with a deadly weapon, but I got out of it. Hey,
I paid the dude.
We got a bet?
No, I don't bet on YouTube, but maybe we'll talk offline.
All right.
But yeah, and then like I said, that was a violent felony charge. The dude was in the hospital. It was a felony, and they didn't take DNA from me.
You got lucky.
I mean, I'm just saying it usually when it's charges here, if it has anything to do with any type of, S charges, they take DNA. But I don't, or if you're involved in something, murder or something like that, maybe, but they didn't get it from me. So,
yeah, I think this was a targeted deal. I don't think it was just a chance thing.
So like I said, that the porch guy could actually have criminal charges. He could probably get caught again for like burglary or something and get caught and they not tie it to him. Because crime is so bad in Tucson, there's burglaries, probably every other day or every day, though. Something's getting broke into. So
you don't think it was targeted?
No.
Elimination?
I think if Sue Ellen would have had her door unlocked and Nancy's door would have been locked, Sue Ellen be missing. That's what I truly believe. Because I look at it like this, like people strike criminals, they operate in areas they feel comfortable in. So this person felt comfortable. Did he look comfortable to you?
Yeah, it looked comfortable because there was nobody there. She had already been taken.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that wasn't his first time there. That was his second. At least he could have been there more than 2 times. And they only showed us twice.
There could have been 3 guys wearing the same outfit.
I doubt that happened. That ain't even logical. Like, what are we, the
to me, it's more than logical.
Or maybe it could have been 3 people wearing Burger King crowns.
3 people wearing the same dang Walmart outfit.
What if it was
put it?
When they were all wearing Burger King crowns, all 3 of them.
Then it would be the Burger King kidnapping.
Burger King is the worst food you could ever eat in your entire life.
It's gross.
It is the nastiest shit. That's big baller stuff right there, right? Big balling. Let's go to Burger King. Good Lord, yeah.
All right, brother.
All right, man.
All right, we'll talk to you later, bro.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right, let me find my phone. Let me find my phone line, guys. I've got a little twisted up here somehow. And I'll open it up now and it mabs off. To think that this is targeted, if it was targeted, you're going to show up one time, you're going to, 3 Burger King stooges, right? You're going to show up one time, you're going to commit that crime. Like, I'm not going to go, okay, I'm going to go kidnap this lady. Let me go over there 7 times. And then on the 8th time, I'm going to kidnap her. No, if I truly believe he had been lurking in them neighborhoods, trying to get into houses multiple times. He lives close to that area. I still believe that. And that that night, Nancy's door was unlocked. If Nancy's door would have been locked, we wouldn't even be talking about this right now. That's what I feel about it. I think he went back, he checked the front door, it was locked. He walked around to the Dolly, you are live on both channels. I am live on all 3 channels tonight. I'm live on Dolly Vision, I'm live on Dolly Uncensored, and I'm live on Don't Wake Up Dead. Okay. But I'm starting a new channel. Don't Wake Up Dead is going to move to a brand new channel with 0 subscribers, 0 views, because right now that's on my dead channel. It just don't get picked up in the algorithm. It's just because it hasn't had any views in so long, and it's sat with nothing. Because, you know, to be in the rhythm, you got to make videos all the time. It's like, that's why they call it the algorithm, because there's a rhythm to it, and it catches the rhythm, and then new people start seeing it. And it's important for you guys to like the videos, share the videos, leave comments, because that helps it in the algorithm. That's why I always ask you guys to do it. I don't just try to like say it for my own health. Triple D, is Triple D in the room? I haven't seen Triple D in a good minute. So I'm like I said, Dolly, those people won't be back in the USA for a long time. DDDI, okay, I'm late. There's only 5 callers that can get through. LOL. Is that what it is? I just thought it was the same people that call all the time. A lot of you guys are quiet, which I can understand. It ain't no big deal. Can you unblock me, Dolly Vision, please? What do you block? What channel are you blocked on? What channel are you on right now? What channel are you blocked on? Now listen, you know I can pull up your name and see everything you've ever said on the channel. So if you said something bad, just be like, Dolly, I apologize for what I said, and then I'll see what I can do. Okay? Because people are always like, I'm blocked, but y'all forget to see everything you ever said on the channel by clicking on your name. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey, what's up, Mater?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Not too bad.
I want to call and apologize to Mater on the national TV.
You want to apologize to Mater? You don't think it's Mater now?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, you sound like that dude with the jazzy hands, because this ain't national TV. This is the internet.
Well,
They think they're on
everybody
national TV, but really they're just on the fucking internet.
Well, everybody watches it now, so it might as well be national, right?
Yeah, I guess. You know, but if you know, I think everybody with a Walmart computer, you know, thinks they're a YouTuber. It's weird. It's not national TV. So we'll just leave it at that. It's the internet. Anybody can do this shit, right? Anybody, you can start a channel today. Could you go get on national TV today?
No.
See what I'm saying? It ain't the same. It ain't the same.
Well, I just want to call and apologize to Mater and Tater.
Well, you know, I'm sure if he's listening, you know, I heard that Tommaso's a big fan of my channel.
Yeah.
And he watches me every night. That's what he told me anyway. I'm lying.
Oh,
He didn't
really?
tell me that. He didn't tell me that. But I would, if I was him, I'd watch. Like, who else would you watch? I mean, I'm the greatest to ever do it, you know, so
well,
I'd watch
you're keeping Nancy's name out there. You ought to be watching.
Well, you know, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? There's a lot of people keeping Nancy's name out there, and they're acting silly.
Yeah,
so I don't know if it's a good thing
fool.
anymore. You know, I think they feel. I think the family feels like people are exploiting Nancy. That's what they said anyway. That, you know, that it's a shame that people are exploiting their mother, and there's some people that care, and there's some YouTubers that don't care. You know, they're just out there to make a show and try to get a reality TV show, and fucking, I don't know what it is, but it's horrible. I wouldn't wish that on my family members.
Yeah, I know. But it is strange that they went over there. I heard that Annie went to Cameron's house, and Mater had stayed in Italy.
I don't know if any of that's true. From my understanding, all of them were in a gated community in Tucson. All of them. Remember when they said we were in a house in Tucson and it was surrounded, and they had to wish us away into the middle of the night to a car and swoop us off to somewhere else. That
Yeah.
you just, there's a lot of rumors and people are believing it without any
Yeah.
proof to anything that's being said. They believe it because their favorite YouTuber said it. So if Jazzy Hands said it, it has to be true. But that's the same person that's been in jail for fucking prison for fraud. You know, you can't believe everything you hear on the internet. And I battle that all the time as people believe anything. They just, some people do. You know, some people believe me. I would say fact check me.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something, Dolly.
Yeah.
I got to thinking about this case. What if it's higher up than we think it is?
I mean, I'm not saying anything's impossible. Like that's what Mab thinks. Mab thinks it's, you know, just higher up thing. So does Doug. Doug thinks the same thing. I don't know. I just think differently. You know, I ain't saying that any
Well,
of you
let
are
me ask
wrong.
you a question. Let me ask you a question. Around Nancy's house, they got Fort Huachuca down there, and they got the Air Force Base down there. It's got a lot of cyber down there. And for them to go in there and wipe out the whole cyber grid and can't get no cameras, nobody seen nothing down there.
That's not
I
true
mean,
though.
what do you mean it's not true?
Because they did get something. They got the picture of the door guy. If they wiped
The
down the grid,
only reason why they got that is because the dummy messed up and pulled it off the wall. And it had a battery backup. All the other cameras that they tore up was solar because they still had power. Now to cut the power off in the house, they went behind the house and cut the power off at the
the
box.
camera on the front door wasn't wired. It wasn't a wired camera. It was a wireless camera. I know,
It was battery backup.
and I was there. It don't have a battery backup. It has a battery in it.
Yeah, that's the only reason why they got the picture of the porch guy. If he hadn't messed with the camera, we wouldn't have got that.
That ain't the only picture they have of the porch guy. They got all kind of video of the porch guy. They're just not showing us that video.
I don't think so. I think that the only reason why we got the picture of the porch guy is because he pulled it off the wall. If he hadn't have done that,
Well, how did we get the picture of him on the 11th?
I think it was all the same night.
It
I don't
definitely
think it
wasn't
was
the same
two
night.
different.
It was
I
definitely
don't
two different
think it was-
nights. They even
Well,
saying
you
it was two
know-
different nights.
Yeah, but we don't know that for sure. What if a cloud was over the moon when the first picture was took? Nobody's thought about that. And I mean, it could have been the same night as far as we know.
It wasn't the same night. One he didn't. One he had a book bag, and the other one he didn't.
Well, it don't take me a minute to put one on.
I mean, you're right, but it wasn't the same night. It definitely wasn't the same night. It was January 11th. They know it was January 11th.
Well,
That's why
I
they were
think-
asking for clues and people to be on the lookout for the last 2 months of this person patrolling that area because he's been in that area for months.
Well, I think it's awful funny that Savannah called Mark Kelly when she first found out. Why would she do
Well,
that?
I mean, if you are a rich person, you're going to call the most powerful person you know if your mama's gone. You know what I'm
and
saying?
he's
I
in
would.
and he's in the cybersecurity, right? They would
I
know
don't-
everybody coming in and out down there around the military base and everything. They
Yeah,
would
but
have known.
here's the thing: the cameras won't jammed. They won't jammed. If the camera was jammed, they wouldn't have no photos of him. It wasn't a jammer in his pocket. It was a walkie-talkie. Somebody was in a vehicle.
I know somebody was in a vehicle. All right, well, let me ask you something. Well, how come if somebody was in a vehicle, how come nobody seen that vehicle? How come nobody was walking up and down
Because
the
everybody's
road?
in bed. It's
that
2 o'clock in
night?
the damn morning. It's like an old folks home out there. It's seniors. It's a senior living facility. Everybody out there is
And
90.
nobody was going up and down the road.
No, people go to bed. You know what some houses cost? You got to have a job. You got to be able to afford to live in the Catalina foothills. I don't know why. It's a fucking dust bowl. I wouldn't live there if you gave me the house. But I look at my house like it's way better. I got trees and plants and
Yeah.
it's like a big ass yard. I'm like, that sucks, you know. And all the neighbors are 90 plus years old. Look at Sue Ellen. She's about the average age of the neighbors out there. The neighbors next to Nancy's, I don't want to say who they are, but they're an older couple, pretty up there in age, and they walk their dogs every morning. Really nice people. You know, I've ran across them a few different times getting out there early in the morning because they leave real early in the morning to walk the dogs. So I'm assuming they go to bed real early to get up real early, you know. So in the middle of the night, there's nobody out there. I've been out there in the middle of the night. There ain't nothing. You can't see your hand in front of your face. So yeah, everybody was in bed. So they just didn't see the car. Like when I'm in bed, do I see who drives down my street? No. I got blinds, curtains. I go to sleep. I don't know who drives down and back and forth down the road. I have no clue.
Yeah, but
Somebody could be outside my house.
Right.
Somebody could be outside my house right now. I wouldn't know it unless my camera went off or my
a lot
dog
of
started
old
barking.
people. A lot of old people don't sleep like that, Dolly. Old people don't sleep that much.
Shit.
You know. No.
I'm old. I sleep constantly.
Oh God.
I slept all
You're
day
the
today.
exception, Dolly.
I overslept. I was supposed to be at work. I had an appointment to detail a car today. I overslept through it. I mean, I got it done later. I called him and said, "Hey, bring it up to me now." I got tied up with some personal business, but really I was asleep.
Yeah, but you've been out in the
done.
heat. You've been out in the heat. It drains you. These people, they stay in the house all the time. And
No,
they don't do that much.
They walk around the neighborhood and they be, but these people go to these fancy restaurants. This is a little bit more upscale. It's not your basic, it's a little above middle class. I wouldn't say it's high class, but it's middle class, a little above middle class to them. Here, that'd be ghetto here. In Virginia, there's fucking apartments rent for $10,000 a month here. There's condos on the beach, and I live in a touristy. Everything's high. Okay, like their house here would be like rich people would look at that house and be like, you know, lost your mind. It's a different life where I'm at. It's just totally different.
Well, I still think it's higher up, Dolly. For them to knock out all the power and everything down there around the military base and stuff, I think I think Savannah and them know what happened to Nancy 2 days after it happened. Okay. And we'll never know the answer.
All right. It might be there, Mater. All right. I'm sure Tommaso will take your apology. I'll accept it for him. Okay. You be good.
Right.
All right.
All right. Bye, Dolly.
All right. Peace. So she called in to apologize to Mater. Now she still thinks Mater did it, even though she's in the back of her head. She's like, Tommaso did that shit, but I'm just going to say this to Dolly so he don't preach to us anymore. Okay. She's thinking right now, Mater did it. Mater is the man. Cybersecurity. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Yes.
This is Cindy from Tennessee.
Hey, Cindy.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. It feels like deja vu. It's like y'all call in the same order every night.
Yeah.
What's up, Cindy? How you doing tonight from Tennessee?
I'm just resting, getting ready to go back towards Nashville way with my sister. So,
okay. Good old Nashville.
Oh, I hate Nashville.
I don't like it either.
She lives in Smithville, this side of Nashville.
I ain't a big Nashville fan. I just, you know, I've been a lot of places. Nashville ain't one of those places that I find to be. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't drive down there.
Against Nashville. It ain't my kind of place.
Too much traffic for me to drive.
But yeah, a lot of traffic, a lot of people.
Yeah. We went down there and she had her biopsy done, so.
Did it come out good or was it bad? Was it?
Well, it is cancer, but we go the 18th to find out exactly how bad and stuff. I got to go back down there to go with her the 18th, but he said it is cancer, so.
Oh,
But
well, I won't be here the 17th because I got to go stay at the damn sleep study place.
I'm leaving the 17th to go back down there. So
Yeah, I got to stay at the hospital place. Well, it's part of the hospital, but I'm not in the hospital. It's just part of the hospital. You know, but I got to be there the 17th. They're gonna hook me up to a bunch of machines.
Oh, they're gonna do that sleep study.
Yeah, well, they already put me on the CPAP. They said I got to be on it for the rest of my life, but they said I had severe sleep apnea and I needed to be on it immediately. And what they do is they test you so they know what level to put it on. And they told me we're just going to put it on fucking any level because you need it. And then after you do the sleep study, we'll adjust it.
My daughter has to sleep with one of them.
Yeah. So and they get I had a little bit of bad news from my heart doctor. Nothing like terrible, like I'm going to drop dead in a minute, but it's some stuff to be concerned about, and hopefully, it's the machine may help the problem that I'm having. Anyway, I don't want to go get all into my personal business, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, you got to watch that heart. I lost my dad. He was 39 years old.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. I'm trying to live a little while. I at least want to make it to 300. You know, I don't think that's unreasonable.
Yeah. Okay. I seen on the internet how to live. I seen on the internet one day how to live to be 93.
How to live to be 93. I'd be happy with 93 about at this point. You know,
it's got to be a bitch. So I'm going to live to be 103 because big bitch.
Yeah. Well, I've known a lady that was 103. And she had every bit of her wits with her. She remembered the Great Depression, and she was cool to talk to because she knew like 100 years of history, like lived through it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah.
So she was around for the assassination of John F. Kennedy, all the way back to the Great Depression. I think she passed away now, but she was 103, and she wasn't missing like anything, like no Alzheimer's, no nothing. I mean, sharp as a knife. Got around on her own, moved around, went to church, was 103 years old, and she could tell you everything in history. Like it was just like it was like a real life history book, you know?
Wow.
So I would sit around and talk to her all the time, and she would tell me about the 20s and shit. I was like, damn. I mean, she went way back, like. So,
really? But the reason I was calling is, do you remember not long ago where that boy killed his mother?
Which boy?
Down there in Tucson.
In Tucson, a boy killed his mother. I'm not familiar with it right off. I mean, I watch so much true crime. I can name 100 people that have killed their mother.
I reckon he essayed her and then killed her or whatever, and they picked him up, put him in jail.
Oh, good Lord, that's like Leatherface. That's some weirdo Ed Gein type stuff right there.
It wasn't that far from Nancy's, but I got to think. You reckon maybe he's the one that went to Nancy's and did her?
I don't know. That's a
you're the one that told us about it.
About the killing?
Yes.
You talking about, was it recently?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to connect crimes. Like, there's a lot of sick people in Tucson. I try to tell people Tucson's bad. I mean, it's like I hate to say this, it's a shithole.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
But there was another woman that went missing. They found her stuff stringed on the highway, remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right after Nancy. Now this woman, and you reckon that boy's the one that's doing it all?
I don't know. Whoever did this was a man. I mean, Porch guy is a man. He's in his 30s, at least. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
this ain't something done by
I reckon her son was, I don't know how old her son was.
I don't know. I think that's a little bit of a stretch. I mean, anything's possible. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could guess. You know, I have no clue. I don't know how they would tie together. I just think that there's a lot of crime in Tucson, and it's moving farther towards the richer people because, you know, people, when they commit crimes, they're trying to make money and steal things. You don't steal from other poor people. They ain't got nothing.
Right.
You know, you're going to
I
go
got
to
a
people
cousin.
that
I got a
have
cousin.
stuff.
I got a cousin that lives in Tucson,
Uh-huh.
and I've got a sister that lives in Phoenix. So,
Okay.
yeah, but I ain't going down there. I went down there one time.
Yeah,
I was ready to come home.
I'm not never going back unless there's a break in the Nancy Guthrie case. Ever.
Shit.
There ain't no
I told
reason
my
for me
sister-
ever on this planet to be back in Arizona. Just
I
ain't.
told my sister, I said, get me back to the airport. I'm going home.
The last time I was there, I looked at PJ and I said, I'm never coming back to this place.
You mean
PJ
that?
was
I
like,
told
I
my
don't
sister I
blame you.
wasn't.
You know,
But she lives in Glendale, out towards Phoenix. But everywhere you look, there's people on the street pushing grocery buggies with their dogs.
Yeah,
And
it's bad.
hell no.
It's horrible. It's a horrible place. Hey, well,
it is.
Look, thank you for calling in.
Well,
you be good.
All right, y'all be careful going to the Bahamas.
We're going to be careful. I mean, I'm not flying the plane.
Well, I know that, but still,
I'll be careful getting on
back.
it. I'll be careful getting on it.
Yeah, you still got to watch your back because people's crazy.
Yeah. Well, we got a little car. We rented a car today. It's a little Suzuki. It's all we can afford. And I got to get used to driving on the left side of the road in a little Suzuki.
Yeah.
So anyway, you be good.
All right. Tell PJ I said bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to be in the Bahamas the 20th through the 24th. Okay. So PJ's birthday is the 21st. So we'll be in the Bahamas for her birthday. My birthday is the 23rd. So we'll be in the Bahamas for my birthday. So we've been slowly planning, this like over the last week, right? Because we started covering Lynette Hooker. And I was telling myself, man, I need to be in the Bahamas or Hawaii. And then I started looking around for tickets. And there's this site. This is how cheap I am, right? This is how cheap I am on the flights. So we booked this flight. And it's on, this no lie, the site is called Cheapo Air. Look it up. It's real, right? Cheapo Air. So, because, I have a lot of money, so I need to book this flight. And I hit up, the airlines. They were kind of high. They were like, damn near $1,000 a ticket. But I found this really good deal on Cheapo Air. So I got the tickets. And you ever feel like you got scammed? Like, man, these tickets ain't real, right? So I had to go in and do some research on Cheapo Air, right? Now, I'm not flying on Cheapo Air. Ain't an airline. It's like Expedia or Kayak, but it's called Cheapo Air. All right. I was just thinking, this shit ain't real. I probably just got ripped off $500, right? I probably just got ripped off. Then I asked AI. I said, AI, is this a legitimate site? So AI pulled up reviews and said, listen, if there's a cancellation, people are bitching you ain't gonna get your money back, blah, 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 blah. Or if you can't make it to the flight, they won't, change your flight to refund your flight. That ain't a big deal to me because I'm gonna make it to the flight and all that, right? So I was worried about it being real, just a real ticket, right? So I was telling PJ, I was like, I'm gonna call the airline because it's not on a cheap airline. It's just we went through a cheap broker, a third party to get the ticket. Cheapo Air. Okay, Cheapo Air. And I was going to call the airline, but that day I got an email from the airline asking me, did I want to upgrade my ticket? So then I realized, okay, the ticket's real. The tickets are legit. They're real. So the airline then hit me up trying to get, the $39 upgrade for 6 inches of feet space. So the tickets are legit, but that's where we got the tickets. I thought it was funny, right? Because PJ ordered tickets, and I was like, PJ, Because as soon as PJ ordered tickets, I get a phone call because she put my number in, and it's a dude from like Pakistan, and he don't speak hardly any English, and he's trying to sell me something, right? And I'm like, dude, what are you trying to sell me, right? I don't understand you, right? Like, you just, we from the, if you, he's like, I ain't trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to see if you want to insure your tickets for like $40 or something. And I was like, then you're trying to sell me something, right? He said, I'm not trying to sell you nothing. He said that almost in plain English, right? He said, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to see if you want to insure your tickets for $49 a piece or something like that. And I was like, no, I'm going to be there on the plane. I'm not canceling. Trust me. I'm going to be there bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I don't never miss a flight. I haven't missed one yet. I go to the airport really early because I'm always worried about missing a flight. So I'm always there on time. But I said, PJ, where did you order the tickets from? Pakistan? Right? She was like, oh, I got them on Cheapo Air. And I was like, you got what on what? She said, Cheapo Air. And I was like, is that a real site? The Cheapo Air? And she's like, that's what popped up when I searched the tickets to the Bahamas. And I was like, okay, if now listen, if we get to the Bahamas, which I know we are, they got good prices. They had the best prices on the tickets. I mean, that's a weird thing, because I was checking Expedia, the ones you heard Priceline, the ones are legitimate. But I guess Cheapo Air, as long as you don't need a refund, you're good. All right, that's my understanding. As long as you don't need a refund, you're good. Cheapo Air, you've used them? I thought it was a joke when she said it. She said, I use Cheapo Air. I thought she was calling me a cheapo because I kept telling her, I was like, listen, we ain't got a lot of money. We need to find the cheapest tickets. We need to do this on a budget, right? You got to make decisions like, okay, we get cheap airline tickets. We stay in a little bit cheaper place. We get the littlest, tiniest car we can get. And then we have more money to spend when we're in the Bahamas, right? Because everything is fucking expensive in the Bahamas. I was looking, I was like, everything is expensive. So we need to, could we just stay in a nicer room? Yeah, but then we would have less money to go out to dinner, less money to go play with the pigs in the water and shit, right? So I told her, I was like, we got to book everything on a budget. I didn't know she was going to the very bottom of the, you know what I'm saying? Usually I'm somewhere in the middle, like not the cheapest, but somewhere right above the cheapest, so, but anyway, we're going to be in the Bahamas and we're going to do a little bit of sleuthing while we're out there too, because we're going to go to where, Cheapo Wallet, right? I ain't rich. All right. I'm going to tell you, I ain't scared. I ain't got it like that. I'm like a YouTuber. I ain't got 1 million subscribers. I got 814 people in the room. That ain't baller status. Okay. There's people that got millions that are rich. Like, I ain't got no damn jazzy hand money, okay? That ain't happening. I don't got that kind of support. So I gotta work on a budget. I'm good with a budget though. I ain't picky. I'm not bougie. As long as I get to go lay on the beach, it's the same beach. You know what I'm saying? It's the same beach. What's the difference if I get a $300 car or I get a $54 car, right? I got to drive on the left side of the road either way. You know what I'm saying? So we driving a little tiny Suzuki, staying in a little bit smaller place and flying on Cheapo Air. Okay. Dolly has a pool. I got an above ground pool. It's nice though. I do got a nice pool. I like it. Cause I got a nice deck that goes right out my back door onto the deck to the pool. And we got all these pretty flowers and stuff around the deck. It's nice. I like it. I can't complain, I don't have to have the best of the best, right? I do okay, right? Like I ain't bougie. I don't gotta have like steak. I eat chicken. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are living life for sure. Well, I've never been out in the country, so this will be the first time I leave the country ever in my life in 52 years. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure it's going to be fun. We're going to bring you guys on the adventure. Short legs. This paid for my rental car for a day. All right. Thank you, short legs. Well, 30% out of that, YouTube's going to take a chunk. But thank you. That'll fill the gas tank up, you know. So anyway, where was I going with that? Oh, we will be down there for our birthdays. We're going to be live from Tucson. We're also going, not from Tucson. What I just said, Tucson. I'm never going back to Tucson, right? Like everybody's always like, oh, Dolly's, you know, he don't cover tree. He's on vacation. And I'm in places like Alabama, San Bernardino, the desert, damn Arizona, the desert. They're like, he just uses people's money and goes on vacation. I'm like, bitch, have you ever been to Tucson? There ain't nothing about Tucson says vacation. There ain't nothing about San Bernardino in a desert with a cactus says anything to me about a vacation. Alabama with mosquitoes flying off with half your body when they bite you. Don't say nothing about vacation, right? This is be my first actual vacation in 5 years. Okay, in 5 years. So, and we're doing that on a budget. But I'm sure it's going to be fun. I'm going to have a good time either way. If you would check, you might be able to get a donkey and a cart. I'm sure when we get there, that might be what they give us. Okay, they sent a Suzuki. That ain't far from a donkey on a cart. Okay, you know anybody that drives a Suzuki? I don't. Have you ever even drove a Suzuki? Anybody in here got a Suzuki? Anybody? Press 1 in the chat if you drive a Suzuki. I don't even know what a fucking Suzuki is. Anybody drive a left-handed Suzuki? Anybody? I know it's a tiny compact car, right? But does anybody in here drive a Suzuki? We didn't get the mid-size. We didn't get the full-size car. Right? They're going to give us a half a car. Okay? A half a Suzuki. Because we got it at half price. Okay? We'll get in it. It's going to be one door. You got to get in through the hood. Okay? I don't know. Tucson sounds rough. Yeah. I hear parts of Bahamas are rough too. You know, if you go to the wrong locations. The Bahamas is nice. Worth seeing once. Yeah, I've never been there. It looks cool, you know, but you know, the beach is the beach, really. I mean, I don't know. Like Virginia Beach, we went to Laguna when we was in California. That's where all the rich people live. I mean, when I say rich, I mean Ferraris, Bentleys, Porsches. We were driving around in like a Nissan and we stuck out like a sore thumb. Everybody was, you could just tell they were filthy rich, like rich, like a whole new level of rich. Like you pull up the gas station, there's a Ferrari, there's a Lambo, there's a G-Wagon, right? You in a damn Nissan. They just looking at you like, damn, you know. And Laguna is beautiful. That place is beautiful. I was like, wow, you know, because I live on the beach too, right? Our water's murky. The sharks can't see to bite you. You know what I'm saying? There'd probably be more shark attacks if they could see you. They're just swimming in murky ass water, right? So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And then you get to like California, the water's so blue and clear, and the sand don't have syringes in it. You know, I was like, wow, there's fucking palm trees. We ain't got none of that. Maybe one of them little Suzuki Jeeps. I remember the Suzuki Samurai. That would be fun. Safe travels. Don't come back. Oh Lord, I hope not. Laguna is beautiful. Virginia Beach is a tow a car and cold. I want to hit that new surf park. Oh God, I want to do it so bad. You know how much like a 30-minute surf thing is? I think you get 3 sections of like 5 minutes. So it's like 15 minutes. It's like $150 or like 2 something to do the surf park. I want to do it so bad. So they got like surfing classes there that you can go do it. And it looks so much fun. But like I said, it's super expensive. It's super expensive. And the apartments, remember when I said apartments rent for $10,000 a month? That's how much the apartments are right there at the surf park. They have the town, like a new building they built. It has all these bougie restaurants in it that won't let you in because you don't got reservations. That's what they tell me when I try to go there. You ain't got no reservation for you. All right, you got all these rich ass people. Apartments rent for $10,000 a month in that building. I thought they were crazy. I was like, $10,000 a month. I was like, you can buy a house living in this apartment a year. You can go, well, you can't get a house around here for $100,000. You can get a dump for $100,000, right? But you had about $350. You can get a decent house here, away from the beach. You get to the beach, you better have millions of dollars. You want to live on the beach here. So, and it ain't like nice like Laguna. It's like dumpy. So, I had an Airbnb right there last time I visited, and we got we're building it. Okay. Don't eat the lettuce. Okay. Long Beach, California, most beautiful place on the West Coast. Love it. Yeah, the West Coast is a lot nicer than the East Coast. As far as the beaches, now as far as the people and like I like the East Coast vibe. Okay, like but I like the West Coast water. Like if we could have the West Coast as water, I would like Virginia Beach. No, I don't know. It's more beautiful on the West Coast. I like the people better here. It's 155 for 55 minutes in Virginia. Just looked making it's 155 for 55 minutes. I think, but 30 minutes of that is a surf class. You take a little class they have a beginners, intermediate, and like a pro level one. And I think the first class you do at the surf one is a 30-minute class where they teach you to stand up on the board, how to enter the water, that type of things. And then they take you out for 3 5-minute sessions. Okay. And I don't know if any of y'all ever seen this. It's like a gigantic wave pool. Okay, but it's a surf simulator. So you're surfing in the water, but it makes a constant wave, and they'll be doing tricks on it. You can sit out there and watch them. They want it's expensive. When I looked at it, I was like, that's a little much for 15 minutes, $155 to surf for like total of 15 minutes. Nah, you can get sessions. I know what you're saying. They better have sharks with lasers in the lobby. Right. But I did the indoor skydiving, and it was expensive. It's like $150, but it was cool as hell. Has anybody been indoor skydiving? That is fun. That's probably one of the funnest things I've done in so long. It's like you get in this thing and you're flying around like Superman, and it's like a gigantic fan, and they put you in like a squirrel suit, and you get in there and you kind of just you start flying around. And then they got what they call the high fly, where they fly you way up in the air, and you're like with an instructor, and they hold on to you and you fly way up in the air, and then they just turn the fans off and you fall. And then right before you about to hit, they turn the fans back on and it catches you. And then it shoots you back up. So, when you jump out of a plane, you only fall down. You don't go up. But in indoor skydiving, you go up. So you feel like you're Superman, like you're flying up in the air. It is the weirdest, coolest feeling in the world. And an instructor was like, have you ever thought about jumping out of a plane? And I was like, nah. He goes, man, it's pretty cool. He said, but when you jump out of a plane, you only free fall for 45 seconds. Right? 45 seconds. Within 45 seconds, you're pulling your chute. In indoor skydiving, you're in the air for minutes. Right? It ain't like that. You free fall longer in indoor skydiving than you technically do in jumping out of a plane. In jumping out of a plane, you don't fly up. In this, you fly up and come down. It's cool. It's really cool. Like if you ain't never done it, you don't have to do the high fly. You can get where you just fly off the ground about 5 feet and you just flying around, which a lot of people do. But if you want to get extreme, you do the high fly. They take you way up in the air and then drop your ass. It's cool. It's fun though. I had a good time. I have it on video. I just can't find the video. Do you think the Wright brothers questioned what they were making morally? As far as the Wright brothers, did they really, I think they were flying way before the Wright brothers. It's like that lost technology thing. Like they had batteries in the Egyptian days, but we didn't have batteries until like in the 1800s. But they had batteries thousands of years ago. They also pulled, they went into a tomb in Egypt. And they found this little plane. It was shaped like a plane. And, they have maps of Antarctica that could only been mapped by plane. And they had them before the Wright brothers ever flew. Unless they were, hot air balloons or something like that the ancient people had, or whatever. Something was flying back in the day before the Wright brothers. There's no doubt. Was it hot air balloons or whatever it was? But man was taking flight. Plane travel is the best. They use magnets, not batteries. No, they did use batteries. They had the Baghdad batteries. Look it up. It was clay jars with a copper rod filled with alkaline fluid. That is a battery. And they had thousands of them. And the question you would have to ask, if they had batteries, what were they powering? Maybe the laser beams to cut out the pyramids, the blocks. I don't know, but they had batteries and lights. They had irrigation, aqueducts. Everybody looks at the ancient people like they were stupid. I think they were highly advanced. They knew how to make things levitate. There's depictions of them levitating things with horns. There's a frequency. Now we're getting off topic, but there's a frequency that'll make things levitate. They call it on the internet. You can look it up. It's the Hutcherson effect. They use radio waves and they levitate things, liquid, bricks, metal, like crazy things. And he's a scientist, and that's why they named it after that scientist. And he's from Canada, but he was able to levitate things using radio waves. And it's crazy. You would have to see some of his experiments, and you can find them right here on YouTube. You just have to look it up. And he's like this crazy scientist. Looks like he should be in the movie Back to the Future or something. And I think he's I think he's trans. Like he dresses like a woman, but he's a scientist, and he's been working on like renewable energy, like stuff that batteries that don't never die. And he came up with these crazy experiments, and then the CIA seized all his stuff and said it was a matter of national security and took all his stuff. And what he alleges is that they have these things on fighter jets that if there's an incoming missile, it'll shoot a laser and intercept the missile. Okay. He believes they used his technology to create that. And they took his technology without paying him. So they just wanted his technology. And then they took his technology when he discovered how to make things levitate, to use it in weapon technology. So that's what he says. But he's on YouTube. Don't go squirrel. You can find that, right? You can find that. He don't wear a Burger King hat. But look it up. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. He said when he was experimenting, he was making things in his neighbor's house levitate. And the neighbors are the ones that reported them because they came in and like their picture was floating across the room or something. And he's over there playing with, he did it all with old military radios that he got from surplus stores. And he had them hooked up and he had this like copper plate and he would just be making things levitate, liquids, metals, wood, like things that shouldn't be, like magnets. It ain't floating from magnets. This is floating from something else. This is floating from radio waves. And what that leads into is the ancient Egyptians, that's believed that they levitated the blocks because some of these blocks were so big that the machines we have today wouldn't move some of these blocks, right? I'm talking 300-ton blocks. And they're saying these people picked these blocks up and carried them for fucking 100 miles. They didn't. They had a way of levitating the blocks and pushing them, playing a certain frequency. It's weird. I know it's crazy. Off topic. We're going to get my new channel that I'm going to start. The Don't Wake Up Dead. It's going to discuss all these weird things in the world. Okay. It's going to be weird oddities, UFOs, space shit. It's going to be all the strange things that when I go squirrel, I should call it squirrel. Okay. Have a little squirrel as the mascot because it's all the things that I talk about when I go squirrel. So that channel will be up sometime this week. And then I want all y'all guys to sub it up. All right. If you're into that, if you're not into the crazy talk, I don't want you to sub it up because if you're sub and you don't watch this stuff, it bumps you down. You want your viewers to watch. Like when I want 100% viewership there, like if you're a sub, I want you to tune in all the time to that, and that's what helps it in the rhythm. So if you just like, I don't care about that shit, then don't sub that channel up. But if you like the weird, odd, ancient Egypt and different things and theories and, these scientific experiments that people are doing as we speak, I think you'll, Squirrel Time with Dolly, I think you'll like what we do over there. I think we have technology that, we can't even imagine, right? That we can't even perceive that is so advanced and we just not being told. It's all top secret. Cars that run off water. Would you really want a car that runs off water? I'm good with gasoline. I don't have no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? I like gasoline cars. When I see an electric car, for some reason, I think sissy. You sissy. Right? But I get it. You don't want to kill the environment. You don't want to burn a hole in the ozone. I mean, I get it. Dolly, will you stream the new channel during the day or night? Probably usually I only talk crazy stuff late at night, right? So it'll probably be a late night thing. I don't know. I don't even know how much I'll do it. But we're gonna have a place for it. Okay. It'll have its own little squad. I don't want to true crime everything. Like somebody says, stay on topic and stuff. I get off topic quick, boy, real quick. Crazies come out at night. Yeah, I guess. And it ain't that you're crazy. It's just you have there's weird things that interest you, right? And we just got to have a place to discuss those odd, bizarre things. Like I could go on and on about weird shit I can make 1,000 videos. I mean, I already did. I just stopped doing those videos. Them are some of my best videos too. My most plays ever on YouTube are on videos like that. So I don't think it's crazy talk. I don't think it's crazy talk either. I know it's a little wild to some people. They'd be like, damn, Dolly lost his mind. But listen, there's a big audience for that stuff. And I enjoy watching stuff stuff like UFOs and ancient aliens and underwater submerged objects and you name it, like fucking the Anunnaki, the damn shapeshifters, skinwalkers, damn El Chupacabras, you name it, right? Now they can talk nonstop about anything. That's the one gift I was given. Okay, God didn't give me good looks. All right, He was like, listen, I skipped that line. I got the gift of gab. It works. You know what I'm saying? People listen. I mean, I can talk. All right, you know. And PJ be telling me, she's like, you talk to everybody. I'm like, I'm a talker. That's what I do. I talk to people. I mean, shit. I have the gift of communication, you know. You love the weird stuff. Okay, well, just make sure y'all sub it up, support it, become a member. It's only $100 to be a member. You don't even have. I ain't even started the channel yet. I mean, but when we get memberships, it's $1,000 a member. Okay, I'm kidding. Now they gotta eat. The gift of gab. Yeah, I'm just kidding. It'll be like $5, something like that, something affordable. You know, just like it is here. You can be a member here for cheaper than a cup of coffee, right? I think it's $5 to be a member here now. YouTube up the price. Well, they told me I could up the price, and I was like, yeah, that sounds good. So some of y'all are members for $2, but any new members, I think it's $5. You know, inflation. So, but join up, help pay my light bill. That's my e-bagging for the night, right? That's my e-bagging. That's what, anybody watch Skeeter Hansen? Anybody watch him? He's always telling people to join his locals. It's $8 a month. And he's always like, listen, I got to buy coffee. I got to put gas in the car. He's like, all I ask is you join my locals. It's $8 a month. He's like, okay, I'm done with my e-bagging. Let's get back to the video, right? His internet bagging. Like, join up, pay my fucking light bill. It don't pay itself, all right? But thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm done with my e-bagging for tonight. I find it funny, like, because he just owns it, right? Like, listen, I got bills to pay. You would be great ghost hunting. We already do ghost hunting, you know? I already did. I want PJ to go stay at the damn the Conjuring house with me, but she's acting like she don't want to do it. She was the one that wanted to do the Lizzie Borden house. The damn she'll stay at an axe murderer's house, but she won't stay where Annabelle's at. Okay, you can rent. It's like an Airbnb. You can go be a guest at the Warren's house. All right, and Annabelle's there looking at you like this, and she said she won't do it, and because they just opened up like a bunch of openings for it. So you can go stay in the house. And she was like, I don't want to do it. And I tell you now, I slept like a baby in the axe murderer's house with her staring at me. No shit. You can go back and watch the video. There's a picture of Lizzie Borden right on the wall, and she's looking at you while you lay in the bed. Okay? I slept like a baby with her staring at me. I mean, I was out. It was raining, and it has a metal roof. Right? So the sound of the rain hitting the roof, I was tired. There was a lot of traveling. I slept good. PJ was like, how'd you sleep? I was like, I slept like a baby. Like the ghost could have been jumping on my head and I wouldn't have woke up, right? She could have hit me with an axe. Yeah, I wouldn't even have woke up. But I just, when I went to bed, the last thing I seen was her staring at me. That was the only like creepy part is the picture. I think the picture was placed there for that reason, right? Like just to creep you out. Like that is fucking creepy, right? Because she's just staying. It don't matter where you at in the room. It looks like she's staring at you. Best roof sleep is rain. I was tired. Even if it wouldn't have been raining, I would have slept good. I was just done, right? And I didn't care if the axe murderer was in the next room. I was sleeping. I was just tired. So I slept good. It wasn't scary to me at all. I actually had fun. I didn't really want to go. You know, PJ wanted to do that shit, and I didn't even care. I was like, eh. But then I think I had the most fun. Right, the ghost hunting, the spirit boxes. I think I had a good time, and I think I'm a ghost magnet too. I don't know what it is. I think ghosts are attracted to me. Why? I don't know. Um, Dolly, could you sleep in the same room as Jazz Hands? Fuck no. No, I couldn't. I'd rather sleep in a room with Jeffrey Dahmer than I would not sleep in a room with that dude. That dude is so creepy. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Could you? Okay, let's who can sleep in a room with Jazzy Hands? Press 1. If you think you could do it, right? The only person I know that can do that is Ted. Anybody, I couldn't do it. I'd be like, hell no, bro. Y'all can have that. If you said, Dolly, I'll give you $5,000 to go sleep in the room with that dude, I'd be like, listen, bro, I'll eat bologna sandwiches first. I ain't doing it. I just ain't doing it. I couldn't do it. He's too creepy for me, man. Not that I fear the guy or nothing. He's just weird. I don't know. I just couldn't do it. I'd rather go back to Iraq. I'd rather sleep with the Taliban. Okay. I'd rather be in a cave with Al Qaeda. All right. I don't know. That's just crazy. That was a crazy question to ask. Could you sleep in a room with him? Hell no. Right? No, I couldn't. I don't like the energy he puts off. Now listen, I've been around him. I don't know. I just he don't put off good energy. Like, not that he puts off bad energy, right? Like, I ain't gonna say he's just a bad guy to be around. Like, you know, he kind of stuck to himself and he didn't bother me none. And believe it or not, when he did come say something, he was always polite. You know, good to see you. How you doing? You know, I can't say he ever was shitty to me. I can't say that'd be a lie. He was always pleasantly polite to me. He just was a little standoffish, and I don't think he liked me anyway, right? So maybe that's why he was so standoffish. You know, some people love me and some people hate me. You know, it's just, maybe I ain't his type of person. He was a little more friendly to like them crazies out there for sure. They kind of flocked together. But I think some of them dudes looked at him like a come up, like, let's be his buddy. It's going to be good for our YouTube channels. Whereas I don't give a shit, I'm going to be doing this for the next, till they put me in the ground. Either way we look at it, right? It don't matter, right? And I think that's why they kiss his butt, because they want their YouTube channel to do good. And he has a lot of people that watch. So they think, well, if we're in with him, his people will watch us. And it's worked for them people, right? Kissing butt. But really, you just walk around with a brown nose, I ain't doing that. I ain't kissing nobody's butt. He didn't say bless you, LOL. Yeah, like I said, he was never rude to me. He was never mean to me. He was real standoffish, but he would say good morning when we out there. Hey, good morning, Dolly. And for the most part, I was real respectful to him. And of course, that stuff about the woman hadn't came out yet. I had seen a lot of the old stuff, but I hadn't seen it all. Maybe I overlooked it or chose not to watch it. But then, of course, a lot of stuff started to come out, and I was starting to see it, and I was like, whoa, right? Like the Coke bottle stuff and the Jesus stuff and stuff like that. And then I was just like, yeah. And then when the Magnolia stuff, because you remember I was even sharing his videos here, right? I bought into the maybe he's a change guy too. And then the Magnolia stuff came out, and then I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna I'm not going to play this dude's stuff anymore. I can't get down with that type of stuff. And then people thought I was being just a hater. Oh, you're just jealous of this fucking dude, right? Like, what am I jealous of? We do the same thing. He don't do nothing I don't do. You know what I'm saying? I go to the crime scenes too. What? But I think when people say that I'm jealous that he has more viewers, I don't care about the views. I don't. If I cared about views, I would go with the program, right? I'd be like everybody else is, kiss everybody's ass, jump up there, be friendly. I can't do that. I can't sell my morals and my values for some views. I'll get those views anyway. You know, I may not get 100,000 a video, but I don't need 100,000 views of video. I don't need those things. That ain't important to me in life, right? I just need the three, three hots and a cot. I can survive with that. 3 hots and a cot. But yeah, like, so I don't wish any ill will on any of those people. Like, I just pick and joke, like Mr. P Tent and Ted. I hope one day they get the mental health stuff that they do, and maybe one day that dude will change. I doubt it, right? Some people are just who they are. They will always be that way. Like, I don't know. It's like, if you tell people, they just feel like, I don't know. Then it just opens me up to getting people trolling and saying hateful shit to me. So, let them do whatever they do. I just be honest. I don't think it's helping Nancy Guthrie at all, but that's just my opinion on it. But what can anybody really do to help Nancy Guthrie at this point? There ain't really much you can do. So if it's, entertain the masses and I give them this, they're entertaining. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you like some weird shit, it's something draws people to them, the weirdness or whatever it is. But I think it's like the parasocial thing, is my only thing. I think is the reason why things go the way they do. But that's a weird group. That's a weird group. But everybody, just some people I'm weird. So everybody's not for everybody. Just because I don't find them entertaining, don't mean 500,000 other people don't. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, everybody has their audience. I think there's enough room for everybody on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? There's 7 billion people on the planet, right? So think about it. If you got 500,000 that watch you, really that's small, because considering there's 7 billion people on the planet or more. Last census I think it was 7 billion. Could be more than that with all the Chinese people. They've been fucking breeding, right? So your reaction of CN being arrested, hysterical. Can't make that shit up. They use that as a payday. You know what I'm saying? I need to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Damn, all them dudes, that was a payday for them. That was like cha-ching. Not one of them. They raised thousands and thousands of dollars. Not one of them hired an attorney. Not one of them. That's, yeah, but listen, here's the thing, guys. It ain't my place to judge them anyway. I can criticize them, but I can't judge anybody. I can't do nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? But if you're really doing it for the right reasons, good things will come your way. If you're doing this for the wrong reasons, I'm just praying that, that the world handles that type of stuff, like that you get what's coming to you in this world. I ain't saying that that's the case. Some bad people die billionaires, you know what I'm saying? But at some point, maybe you'll get what's coming to you, and like I was telling PJ tonight, I was like, if a situation with court where you got a man that has a bunch of money and you got a woman that, I ain't gonna name no names here, that don't have a lot of money, and you beat that woman up, she has you arrested, you go to court, you got a $20,000 lawyer because you're making $50,000 a month off of YouTube because people are donating, you're doing hundreds of thousands of views, you made $1 million this year. Okay, how much chance do you think that woman has in court? It's sad. And I told PJ that, I was like, they ain't gonna do nothing to him. They ain't gonna do shit to him. He is gonna crush that woman in court. He's gonna have good lawyers. He ain't got to show up. You know what I'm saying? That's what money does for you in this world. So if you're a scumbag with money, look at the mob and shit, right? Couldn't keep them people, and they got away with everything because they had money, right? They had money. So it's not a fair fight. And then, PJ said, I don't think it's going to go down that way. And I was like, well, I've been around a long time. Money talks and bullshit walks. Who wins in it? Lawyers get the money, right? They win. But people get to the point where they're almost untouchable, right? You got $1 million, you can't touch that person. You can't battle with them in court, right? He's doing just fine. And this shit ain't fair in this world. That's what bothers me about it. It's not fair. It's not fair to the person that don't have it, to go up against somebody that has so much when you have very little. And it's terrible because she's just a victim, and she's going to stay a victim. She's not going to get justice. I like to see that. I really would. I truly would. I pray that she does. That shit ain't happening. I live in a reality. Okay. I live in reality. But enough about old Jazzy. He has to, he's made his bed. He has to lie in it. And, it is what it is. I just go with the flow, like, I don't want to get caught up in that world of shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm watching it just like each and every one of you. I mean, I'm a YouTube fan. I'm not just a creator. I sit back and watch stuff, and poor Nancy. That's all I can say, man. Poor Nancy Guthrie. And whatever happens next. This stuff has been going on for a long time. Even before me here, it's been going on for a long time. That circus has been on the road for a while. Okay, like damn. I don't even know what to say. Like I'll say this one more time, and that's probably the last time I say this. I learned the hard way, right? I was naive to this shit. Like I trusted people that wasn't good people, right? And I thought they were, and I thought the internet was just trolling them, being mean to them for nothing. And I learned that they wasn't being mean for nothing. I know that they wasn't being. There was some legitimate shit that some of these people were saying, and ever since then, I was like, okay, yeah, pretty much F these people. We're not on the same playing field, Some people are just like, it made me lose faith in everybody on YouTube. right? Because you get burned one good time, you don't want to get burned again, you know? And these people that say I'm a hater, you ain't seen what I seen. You ain't been around the people I've been around. You don't know what I know, you know? There's a reason. Dolly, I love Ted, I worry. Ted, poor Ted. Ted needs a little bit of help, okay? Thunder Buddies for life. He just needs a little bit of help. You know what's not helping him is not being around real people. You know, when you feel like you got friends and really you don't, that I'd rather you be real with me and be like, I hate your guts. All right, at least I know where we stand. You know, when you got people that act like they're your friends, but it's just about exploiting you. Right. And I try to warn people, like, and they don't care because they want this bump. Right. Well, then you deserve everything that's coming your way. Right. Because you want that. You're campaigning for that. You think all these people think he's a good guy? They don't care that he's a bad guy. They don't care because they're getting a bump off of him. They're getting a nudge. They don't care that he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy that's helping them. So they just don't give a damn. That's the world we live in. Let's just be honest. It is. People don't care. They don't care what the hell you do. As long as you're entertaining to them and they can hang out with their friends, they're going to protect that. They're going to protect that at all costs, you know? And it is what it is. I'm not mad at them. You know, listen, I ain't mad at Jim Jones. Okay? Like, you sign up for that shit and you buy into that shit, then, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's hard to feel sorry for like Heaven's Gate, right? Like y'all all believe that crazy stuff that y'all were going to catch the Hellbot comet. I mean, I think if this dude told people that the Hellbot comet was coming and there was a ship, some of them people would believe him. I think they would. Okay. I think if I said it, some of y'all would believe me. It's weird. It's a weird environment on the YouTube streets. Like some people blindly follow you. Like, I don't want that. You can follow me. You ain't got to blindly follow me. If I jump over a bridge, don't jump behind me. Be like, see you around, Dolly. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do. I ain't drinking your fucking cooler. I'll watch y'all drink it. Okay. I'm a soda drinker. I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? I don't blindly follow people. Dolly's producer is in Alex's chat. Why? It got to be a dummy name. My producer is in bed. Okay. She's asleep. But there's this loon that uses my name and goes into all the chats. He uses PJ stuff. He was in love with this. It's the same dude. He's been around since the Jams TV days. He was in love with this girl, and the girl didn't like him, and she ended up liking this trans guy. You can't make this up, right? And then he got mad at me because I laughed. And he's been trolling ever since for years, doesn't stop. He goes in everybody's room. And he's from Canada. He's just a fucking weirdo. He'll make a video about this and he'll post something about some shit he don't know nothing about. He'll try to compare me to everybody and talk about, you know, just all kinds of stuff. But that's what he's mad about. And to me, it's still funny to this day, you know, Dolly, why Alex? What do you mean? Like, he jumps around to all the channels. It's the same dude. I know who it is. It's a dude from Canada. He's been doing it for 7 years, right? He upset. It's weird. It's like it had nothing to do with me either. All I did was laugh, and he got mad and butthurt. And then I kept kicking him from the channel, and then he just wouldn't stop. He's like obsessed. Like, it's weird. Like, I'm used to the crazy women obsessing over me. Right, there's a couple of those out there, right? And but the dudes are the worst. Okay, like, I can deal with a crazy woman. I can't deal with a crazy dude. It's just fucking strange. Like, dude, you like want to wear my skin and shit. Like, you are weird, bro. Like, super weird. And me and him used to sit and chat all the time, right? It's until he got butt hurt. Like, he would come up on the channel, he would sit and talk, and wasn't acting crazy then. But then, soon as he was all in love, because they see when I did Jams TV, there was a group of people that were like mods, and they would get together and they'd start drinking, right? They'd start drinking together, and they'd get in their own little rooms, and they would all be live together, and they would just get hammered, right? And then they'd come back in and tell me, oh yeah, we were hanging out last night drinking, blah blah blah, so and so did, what I'm saying? So they had this weird parasocial relationship going on the side, all right? Like, because they became friends, I guess, through the internet. Like some of you guys in the chat, like, that's why I say that they overlook everything Jazzy Hands does. It ain't because they like Jazzy Hands. It's because y'all like each other. Y'all have made friends here. You don't want to lose your friends, right? So you kind of just go along with, like, I'm sure everybody don't agree with what I say, but y'all go along with it because y'all are friends and don't want to lose your friends, right? I understand the concept of it. So they get in these rooms and then they start getting drunk, fighting with each other, building these weird relationships, internet dating. And then they come back into the room and they be all mad at each other, fighting with fucking each other and weird stuff, right? So eventually, I slowly shifted away from that anyway, just naturally going into true crime. But like I said, when they kind of imploded on themselves, I laughed. And I guess that wasn't the response that they wanted. What did y'all think was going to happen? Y'all sitting around, I'm talking about just getting tore up from the floor up and building these parasocial relationships online. I don't know if they having what they doing. I don't know. I didn't take part in that stuff. I don't sit around and drink like that. Okay. I just ain't never been a big drinker. I was back then, I was more of a smoker, and I don't even do that now. Right. So it's been 2 years. So, like I said, he got mad and he created 750 Dolly names and PJ names, and he has sites that are my name, and I guess he has no life. Right. This is what, or he sits around drinking and he goes, well, let me mess with these people. And I don't know, why he gets some pleasure out of that. It's strange. So if you see me in a chat room, most likely it's not me. It's somebody using my name. So I don't jump around to a bunch of channels. If I'm on YouTube, I'm usually here. Every now and then, and I go to one crazy channel I go to Ernie's channel. I don't know why. The dude is a trip to me. The Super Soldier Ernie Shell. If you see me in there, I might be in there. Okay. Or I'll go up on panel with him. I'm very rarely in the chat room in anybody's, but I'll go up on panel and talk with Ernie. And the only reason I really do that is because out of everybody that has covered the Summer Wells case, everybody, and I say this to this day, and some people are like, you're crazy. Ernie Shell was the closest to cracking that case of everybody. You know why? Because the fucking Wells are crazy, and it takes a crazy person sometimes you ever heard that saying, it takes a criminal to catch a criminal? It takes a nut to deal with nuts. Okay. I'll go into Benny Keys' room too sometimes. I like messing with Benny Keys, right? So Benny and Ernie, but we've been kind of messing with each other for years, right? Years. Like it's a weird friendship kind of thing, right? It's parasocial friendship, like I talk about. So I'll mess with those dudes. Like I'll actually go say something to Benny, right? And some of us will be beefing sometimes, and some of us and every now and then you'll get all of us here together on this channel. All three of us will talk to Summer Wells case, because that's one thing is everybody. That's how we know each other, is through the Summer Wells case. And Ernie, crazy as he is, he almost cracked that case. He almost had it. He was close. I mean, he was close. And way closer than me. Way closer. Right? Like I've sleuthed into it. Ernie was almost there. I mean, he was seconds from having it. Like if it and I know a lot of people think he's crazy. He is. He's crazy as shit. That dude's cuckoo for cocoa. But his style of what he does it's weird. It's different, but it was working. It was working. And like he's back when Ernie, it's weird because it's just weird. It's weird, but I think if anybody can believe it or not, I still have hope in Ernie that he may come out with some weird shit, you know, but can he he was so close. He was so there, and then he dropped the ball. I mean, I was so upset when he dropped that ball. I just was just like, damn, Ernie, damn, he was so close. So that's why I deal with Ernie, because I feel like you never know. Ernie may one day be the one that I think he got it. Believe it or not, me and Ernie think the same on the case, right? I think we have a lot of similarities in what happened. He was closer to getting them to talk than I was. But we know what happened. We know what happened. It's no doubt in my mind. I know what happened. It's just, where is she at? You know, and will they eventually one day tell it? You know, because I always thought like everybody had the same strategy. Let's get close to them. Let's act like we're their friends, and let's get them to talk. Okay. Ernie is crazy, but Ernie is so smart, right? In a crazy way. That's what I'm saying. You got to be crazy to deal with crazy people. You think crazy? That's how these people think, right? Because I don't think like them, but Ernie does. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. And if I think early on, if me and Ernie would have teamed, I think we would have figured it out. But me and Ernie didn't get in with each other till later on in the game. But I think early on, if you would have had me and Ernie on together doing it, I think we would have figured it out. I really do. If I was the brains and Ernie was the person doing everything, I think this would have been figured out. I truly do. There was a day that I was sitting here on the edge of my seat thinking we're about to find out where Summer Wells is at. I mean, on the edge of the seat, like couldn't believe it. Like this is finally going to happen. Right. And one day when it does, I'm going to celebrate like I just won the lottery. Okay. I tell people all the time, Summer Wells got me into true crime. I want all these people found, but I want Summer Wells found the most. Because I wouldn't be here with you guys right now if it wasn't for this little girl. All right. One case I won't never give up on is the Summer Wells case. Never. There ain't no quit in it. Like soon as something even close, it's like my radar goes off. Like, oh shit. Right. So there ain't a day that don't go by that I don't think about Summer Wells. Not a day. Right. I don't know what the weird thing was because I had no clue to who Summer Wells was. Never. Not a fucking clue. I was in the Gabby Petito and Stony Stones asked, "You ever heard of Summer Wells, Dolly?" I was like, "Nah, I don't know nothing about no Summer." He was like, "Oh man, you gotta check this one out. It's crazy." And I didn't pay him no mind. Right? I didn't. You know, a lot of you guys tell me shit to watch and I don't ever watch it. You know, I'm just being honest. But something, maybe you do plant that seed because you never know what somebody's going to say to you that changes your life. Right? Like, I don't know if Stony Stone really realizes it, but that phone call with him changed my life. Like my direction in life and everything. It changed like not quick, but like pretty fucking fast. right? And he planted that seed. When somebody tells you something and you really ain't paying it much mind, like I just another dude calling, another phone call, but he planted a seed, and that seed grew. My interest grew, and I was sitting alone, and I share a story all the time. I know y'all tired of hearing it. And I pulled up a Summer Wells video, and it broke my heart. It just did. And then that day forward, I said, man, I want to do something to help. What can I do? And bam, here we are 6 years later. True crime channel, 100,000 subscribers. We go to the crime scenes. We go out searching for people. We do what we can do. And even then, 6 years ago, I said, man, I'm just one person. What could I do? But I'm glad that I did what I did. Next thing you know, I was on Ben Hill Road. First case I ever did that. First time I just did anything like that. I don't know. It's like it. I feel like in this world things are meant to happen. I don't understand. You may not understand it, why it's happening. Like I didn't understand why I was there or what I could even do. But I just felt like I needed to be there. Weird as that sounds, it was like a weird calling. And that day, I remember the emotions when I got to Ben Hill Road. It was something like I had never felt. And y'all may think that's bullshit, right? But I'm being 100% dead honest with you. Like I was standing on that road, and emotions hit me like a ton of bricks. Not like tears or crying, but just like my heart like dropped. Like just a weird feeling, like just of like despair. Like I don't even know how to really describe it. The feeling I felt that day. It felt like, just to describe it, it felt like I was watching a TV show, right? Like if you were watching The Walking Dead or something, you're just watching a TV show. It's like it becomes, these people become like characters to you. And I've watched all these videos to where they just seem like a TV show. There was so much on Summer Wells, it was just like watching a show. But then when I got there, it was like it hit me that this ain't no TV show. This is a real little girl that's really missing. And this little girl is probably dead. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. Like it was the weirdest thing. Probably one of the weirdest things I ever felt. Like, and I think that's what changed, the moment that changed everything. Like everything. Moving forward, what I was going to do, how I was going to help. It was that moment that I knew, right? Like, I'll never forget that. Is it something that'll stay with me for the rest of my life, right? And wow, it's just, and this is what makes me feel the way I do about Nancy Guthrie. It's the same thing. People are watching the Three Amigos with the fucking Burger King cows like it's a show, it's TV, it's entertainment, but it's not. It's not entertainment. It's real. It's real. That is a real woman. That is a real grandmother. That is a real mother. That is a real person. And they're not treating it. They're treating it like it's a fucking reality TV show. And like I said, you don't know. Like sitting here watching it and talking about it, it's not the same as being there. It's not. It's different. It's like so many emotions involved and so many different feelings. Like it's real. Like some people are real. Like those emotions are real. It ain't for show. Like when I was in Georgia, pissed off, cussing people out, that was real. I didn't do that for entertainment. I did that because I was angry. Right? Now I try not to be so angry about things or get so angry. But all that shit that people seen was real. It wasn't no acting. There was no scripts. That was real. That dude would have hit me with that French fry. Oh my God. I'd still be in jail right now. I'd still be in jail right now. You know, so like and I just feel like some of these people that they act like they care, but they don't. They really don't. They want this TV show. And if you give them that, fine. But if you don't, that ain't what they want. They don't want real. They want everybody did it. They want a Steven Spielberg plot. They want that. And I get what they want. And trust me, I could give people what they wanted better than anybody. But I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna give you what's real. French fry guy. Yeah. Because I think it's better, you know, to be real and truthful and honest and what's going on or what you believe, right? Like, if I wanted to create a show, I would create a show, you know. I ain't trying to create a show. I'm trying to bring justice for people. I'm about the justice. That's all I want. That's it. Just justice. And I'll be happy with that. Like I said, I don't think anybody owes me a thank you. I don't think I'm media, but I am going to make me a press pass just to be an asshole, right? Y'all watch. I'm going to start working on it, right? I'm going to make AI do it. I don't know where I get it printed out at. Where do you get a press pass? I don't even know where you go to get one. Like, where do I get I got to get a lanyard and I got to get the little plastic thing that it goes in. You know, would I take it to them and get it laminated? What do you do? I've never made a fake press pass, right? So I'm going to have to make one. We're going to make it really cool, though, right? We're going to come with something. Like, I want it to be epic. I want my picture to be with me with like a crown and a scepter. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to say press. And we're going to get some shit that says, I don't know. We're going to come up with something. We're going to come up with something asshole-ish. Okay. I can tell you that. I don't know what. All right. But we'll come up with something. It's going to be some mocking. I can tell you that. It's going to be some mocking. I like to have fun with it. You know, I like to have a little fun with it. You know, I know sometimes I may seem like an asshole, but I'm not. I'm actually just a goofball. I'm just a big kid at heart. You know, and I think once people realize that I'm just a 52-year-old fucking kid. But I enjoy that. I don't want to grow up. I grew up in the Toys R Us era. You know, I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I still feel like this today. I wish they had to close the stores down. But I live by that motto, you know. The tiger tooth hat, please. The tiger tooth hat. I remember Ernie at one time, he auctioned that hat off for like hundreds of dollars. And I don't know if the people ever got it. I don't know if they got the hat. He may still have it, right? I haven't seen his pictures. He still has it, but I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure. They're my old pictures, AI pictures or whatever. But I remember at one point he needed money and he sold the hat, or he was selling the hat. Right, because I remember we were joking to Brown about it. I was like, I'm gonna buy the Ernie Shell hat because it's like the super soldier hat, right? I was gonna hang it on the wall. But I think some old ladies or something, you know, paid a lot of money for that hat. I'm not sure. I'm not positive. I'd have to ask him. I'm sure he would tell me. Do you still got that hat, Ernie? He was like, yeah. But I know he sold it. I remember they were auctioning it off. He's like, yeah, I'm going to let the hat go. And, you know, he always had the hat. So, and it had the tiger teeth on it and shit. Were they tiger teeth or were they alligator? I can't remember. I had to look it up. Nancy ran off with hippies. Tom, good to see you, brother. Wouldn't that be good, right? That's what I need to do is run off with some hippies. That sounds fun. I did, you know, people wouldn't know this, but way back in the day, my roommate was this Mexican dude. He was like a Mexican Aztec, long black hair, big ass Mexican dude, big ass dude. But he was my buddy. I met him feeding the homeless people when I was a teenager on the beach, and I would go out and feed homeless people when I was a teenager. I'd ride my bike out and I'd take them sandwiches and stuff like that. And there was this other dude, this Mexican guy that would do the same thing. His name was Mark. And me and that dude became friends. We've been friends ever since we were kids. And I got into a bind where I didn't have a place to stay, and he let me come live with him. Right. So, and his family. So I lived with this family full of Mexicans for a little while. And they would loan me the vehicle to get to school because I was still in high school. And so they would loan me their car so I could go to school. And I lived with them, had a nice room, nice place and everything until I could get on my feet. Right. But I still went to school. I was kind of struggling, but I anyway, that dude was a big into the Grateful Dead. Okay. He was like a deadhead, a Mexican guy. You wouldn't think, if you seen him, you wouldn't think hippie. You wouldn't think Grateful Dead. You just wouldn't. But he was a huge, huge Jerry Garcia fan. And then so I ended up, moving out of his parents' house. I just stayed there for a little while I needed a place to stay. And later on, I had a roommate, and it wasn't working out at this place I was living at. And Mark hit me up and said, "Hey, I'm about to get a house. Do you want to split the rent with me? Be my roommate?" And I had already lived with Mark before with his parents. And I was like, "Yeah, I could do that. And then it'll get me out of this place with the people I wasn't getting along with." So I moved in with him for years. We lived together, had a nice ass house for years, me and this dude. And he would travel around to the Grateful Dead shows. So I would always go with him. I didn't really like the Grateful Dead. I just would go. Right. So I was hanging out with all the hippies for years. Okay. I've always been like a metalhead though, like Slayer, Metallica, the Wu-Tang Clan, but just not hippie music. I'm not big on hippie stuff. I hate the smell of patchouli, but I would always go hang out with the hippies and smoke and, the balloons and everything the hippies do. So I spent a lot of time with some hippies, so I bet y'all wouldn't know something like that, right? That I've been to all these Grateful Dead shows. I ain't a grateful. I've seen the Jerry Band. I've seen the Grateful Dead multiple times. Seen them in New York. Seen them in Philly. Seen them all over the country, right? Because I just traveled with this dude, and he was a deadhead, and but he knew all the hippies. Like they toured. So the hippies, they just followed the Grateful Dead. So from one show to another show to another show. So when you would get there, it's the same people. It's the same exact hippies that were in New York are going to be in Philly. The same hippies will be in New Jersey. The same Phillies will be in Virginia. They'll be in Florida. They just travel around with the Grateful Dead. And there were some good times. I had a lot of good memories from the Grateful Dead era. You know what I'm saying? I would never consider myself a deadhead or even a fan of the Grateful Dead. It's just that I kind of did the touring thing with my buddy that was a fan of the Grateful Dead. I seen a lot of crazy stuff too, right? A lot of stinky women, right? Take a bath, hippie chicks. All right. No, I've never been like the hairy women chick thing. I never was like, I couldn't figure that out. And I don't like the smell of patchouli. And what them hippies would do, they wouldn't take baths. And then they would take and put on patchouli trying to cover up their stank. And then it's a mixture of stank and fucking hippie juice, right? It's nasty. So we'd be traveling, we get a hotel room. My buddy, he's friends with all of them. So next thing you know, there's 16, 17 hippies jammed up in the hotel room with you, right? And it's damn smells like death. Like it was never my thing. But that was my buddy. You know what I'm saying? And I was just there as a friend. If he liked it, I was, he would do things. He'd go Slayer shows with me. He'd go to like Metallica and shit he didn't like, So we were just homeboys. Amish stink too. LOL gross. Yeah, but you see a lot of the country and you get to see a lot of different things. And I can think of a million good times. A million times I laughed so hard that just some crazy, crazy memories of those years of traveling with the Grateful Dead. It's just crazy. Like, I don't want to go into some of them just too crazy to even tell. But I seen some. I just say this: I seen some wild shit, right? Just wild shit, like you wouldn't even believe, like if I told you. But anyway, where were we at? I don't think Nancy ran off with the hippies. Okay, I don't think that happened, right? Because if she ran off with the hippies, she would be okay. All right. I don't know if you ever seen hippies riot. I was in Richmond, and I'll share this hippie story with y'all real fast. This is a sidetrack, but since you brought up the hippies, we was in Richmond, and usually, my cousin, he was here, and he's one of these people that always carry a firearm with him, right? And he was like, "Yo, can I roll with y'all?" And I was like, "Yeah, but you gotta leave that shit here, because he carries it on his hip." I was like, "We're going to a hippie show, man. You don't need that shit." You know what I'm saying? It's like these are hippies. These are peace loving. You may run across some Rastafarians out there or some mixed in the crowd, but for the most part, these are stoners and people that are, they may be some magic mushroom type shit going on, but for the most part, I've never seen any violence ever, right? So I tell my cousin that we get in the van, we ride up to Richmond. Jerry Garcia, it's the Jerry band. It's not the Grateful Dead, but the hippies follow. They were before Jerry Garcia passed away. They would follow Jerry Garcia too. It's the Jerry Garcia band. So it's all the same hippies that we know from like New York, Philly, Jersey, fucking all up and down the East Coast, right? DC. And we get out there, and I don't know, these two hippies get into a fight. And I'd never seen Birkenstocks flying. It broke out into a full blown riot. This dude jumped in the car, started running over hippies. Hippies are flying through the air, right? I mean, getting hit by a car. I mean, plowing through the crowd of hippies. People are fighting, tables flying, because they got this thing they call Shakedown Street, where they sell, the hippie purses and whatever the hippies made. They maybe sell some breed. A lot of them fucking vegans and vegetarians and shit. So they're selling different foods, and this car is just plowing through people. And people are fighting it. It's like a full blown hippie riot, right? I'd never seen nothing like it, right? Police raid the place. They're fucking people are fighting the police. It's just straight chaos, right? Like I was looking around like, I cannot believe this. And by this point, I had been to like 50 different, Grateful Dead shows, Jerry Garcia, Bruce Hornsby, what's that other dude? A bunch of them, right? A bunch of the hippie ass shit, right? Fish, right? So I'd been to a bunch of it, and I had never seen nothing like that. But I remember to this day, my cousin looked at me, he said, "And you told me to leave that shit at home." He said, "I thought this shit was non-violent." I was like, "Yo, man, I ain't never seen nothing like this. Never. I ain't never seen that break off like that." But yeah, it popped off in Richmond. It was insane. I think like 80 people went to jail. It was straight chaos. And it was just like so many people running and panicking because people were getting hit by cars and shit. It was nuts. It's just straight nuts. I don't even, I didn't get hurt. I didn't get in any altercations or anything like that. I don't know. It popped off so fast that it was just a couple people too. But then it just spilled over into like a hippie versus hippie beatdown. I don't know. It was just like I said. I think it was the people beating the cars, like in the cars trying to run people over. Because I think whatever it started was when the people were fighting, they jumped in their vehicles, and then the people tried to attack the vehicles, and then they started running people over, and then all chaos broke out as they were breaking people. Then people started taking up for the people that were in the cars, and now you got all these hippies fighting. It was pretty insane. It was pretty insane. So all hippies ain't peace loving and kumbaya. I can tell you that, right? I was sitting there like, holy shit! This was like somehow a 1999 Woodstock. Okay, but yeah, Nancy ain't with the hippies. Disco Inferno Warriors come out and play. I bet you it sounds like wind chimes with all them bell charms. It sounds like the intro to Dawn of the Zombies. Hippie v Hippie. Beatdown. Yes. I'd never seen, like I said, I probably went to like, in total, probably maybe 100 of those shows. That's the only time I ever seen it like that. Right. But Richmond's kind of crazy anyway. Right. It ain't the nicest place, but it was still all hippies. You know what I'm saying? Like hippies. It was wild. I don't know. Like it's one of those, things that it stuck with me, because then shortly after that, Jerry Garcia died. And then, of course, the Grateful Dead kind of like, a lot of them people went from the Grateful Dead to Fish. It was the same kind of lifestyle they were used to, floating around, touring around, living on the streets, and, sleeping in parks and bumming money. They hold signs that say, this is how you can tell if a person is a hippie or not. Does anybody know what their signs say when they stand there like this? Their signs say, I need a miracle, right? And you know what the miracle is? Anybody know what the miracle is when they hold the signs that say, I need a miracle, what they're talking about? Listen, I'm testing your hippie in here now, right? If you see somebody at a show and they're holding a sign that says, I need a miracle, and they'll be holding a finger up, or 2 fingers up, or fucking 5 fingers up, they need a ticket. They need a ticket to the show. And they're hoping that you will gift them concert tickets. Yes, they're hoping you'll gift them a ticket, right? Because when I first seen the hippies, I had no fucking clue what it meant, right? I was like, they need a miracle, right? I'll pray for you, right? But that ain't what it means, right? So then you go a little bit farther, you see another person with a sign that says, I need a miracle, right? Like, what's with the miracles? But it's part of their thing. And it's like, they're asking you to gift them a ticket to the show, and they do. The hippies will go around and give other hippies tickets. So that's why they stand around with the signs that say, I need a miracle. So I know a little bit about hippie culture. No, he has 2 channels going. I have 3 channels going. I got this channel, I got Dolly Uncensored, and I got Don't Wake Up Dead, which is going to change. Hippie language. Yeah, they got their own thing. They got their own little lingo and politics and all that stuff. They like I said, it was fun. It was definitely something different, than the norm. I'm glad that I got to experience that, that side of life, you know what I'm saying, to see it and be, in it, not so much as a stinky hippie, but as an outsider looking in, They were always nice. You don't meet a whole lot of mean hippies, you know what I'm saying? That's the one good thing, is they chill as hell, There's a hippie girl that I watch online that sings, and she does like spiritual readings, and she lives in a van, and she does stuff in Hawaii, and she's just chill as hell. Like, it's almost scary, like cult like, but some people are peace loving, happy people. It is what it is. Everybody ain't a miserable ass soul. Tiff should try that at a K-pop concert. Tiff is about to go see Harry Styles. She's so happy. I guess she got a ticket to Harry Styles on Halloween. So she's going to go see Harry Styles on Halloween. So she's all pumped. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, how much is that going to cost me? She's like, Dad, I got 2 tickets. And believe it or not, she got the tickets for $140. Like, scalpers had bought them up. So it was sold out. And somehow they released some more tickets for $140. Dolly. Okay, not Dolly. Anyway, let me close that phone line because I'm getting ready to get out of here. I've been here with y'all 2.5 hours, and we done got way off track. Okay, I started talking hippie stories, damn all kinds of crazy stuff. Harry does have a good singing voice, right? I asked her who she was taking. I was like, why don't you take me? She's like, you don't like Harry Styles? I was like, yeah, I do. I'm lying. I don't like Harry Styles, but that's what I told her. I was like, you don't never take your pops, right? All you do is spend my money. Don't take me nowhere. I go, see, me and Tiff, man, when she was a kid, I took her to all the concerts. So I can't be mad at her about the concerts because I started taking Tiff to Disney concerts when she was little, right? I've seen everybody from fucking Hannah Montana to the Jonas Brothers to One Direction to all them Cheetah Girls. I've seen it all, right? So, and I think that's what really got Tiff into the concert thing. And I realized that I took Tiff to this concert and there ain't very many men. The women to men ratio is like really crazy, right? Right. And all these women were buying me drinks. They were like, oh, it's so you so sweet to bring your daughter. You know, I was like, yeah, we're gonna have to get the cab back. Chicks is bringing me drinks and shit, right? Like, oh, you're such a good dad. I'm like, okay, I kind of dig this. I kind of dig this. But me and Tiff started going to all these concerts, and the weird thing was, like, we would go see like these boy bands because Tiff's a girl. She likes boy bands. She liked One Direction, right? Like Joe Jonas or whatever his name. Anybody know what these bands, who they are? So I go there, right? And, you know, I'm in the crowd and shit. And there's like women that are like my age, dressed like they're at a Bon Jovi concert with their titties hanging out, talking about I love Joe Jonas, right? The boy is 14 years old, okay? You are running around here like a big old P3DO, okay? Like, woman, do you realize that's a fucking kid that you over there hooting and hollering at, right? Dress with you, put your titties up. There are fucking children here. There's 15,000 kids here, and your titties are hanging out. And it wasn't just one woman. Oh my God, no. These kids got groupies, like straight up, like you need to go to jail, woman. Like they need to come through here and just start locking chicks up. Like they didn't care. Like I was just thinking, these are lady, you old enough to be this kid's grandmama, okay? Like it's weird. That's a weird thing, to, you know, as a man to see, like God, like, wow, that's what I took from that. I was just like, they're like, could you imagine dudes doing that? Like, you know, you go, I ain't never seen nothing like that with dudes. Dudes wouldn't do that. I don't know. Maybe there's some weird dudes that may show up at a girl like Hannah Montana and be like 30. You know, when she was a kid. Now she's grown, but I'm saying when she was a kid, ain't never one time did I ever looked at Hannah Montana and be like, oh, look at that sexy ass thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a kid, like my kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at kids like this is some kid shit. I'm not even paying it no mind. Most Leslie throwing myself at some. It's weird. Dudes don't do that. You don't see that at like, but when you go to see boy bands, like them little kid boy bands, you see that shit. Like it's like, whoa. Kim Wells likes to talk bad about Dolly. Well, a lot of people like to talk bad about me. It don't bother me none. It don't bother me none. Talk bad if you want. It don't hurt my feelings none. I probably don't even see it. You took your son to all the concerts. So now, like, Tiff don't take me to the concerts. I called her up. I went and seen Hatebreed the other day, last month or something. And I called her up. And Tiff lives right down the street from where the Hatebreed concert was. And Tiff is, since she was a baby, she would sing Hatebreed. Now, y'all might not know who Hatebreed is. Hatebreed's like a Connecticut hardcore band. But they had this song called Straight to Your Face. And it's like, straight to your face with the truth, right? And we'd be in the car, and Tiff would be a real little kid in the car seat, right? And it'd be like, you look back there and she'd be singing it, straight to your face, straight to your face. And then they come on and she'd be like, with the truth. It was the cutest thing like ever, right? It was just cute, right? So Tiff had been listening to like hardcore music since she was a little tiny kid, right? So she listens like K-pop, but she still likes hardcore music. Like she still likes like Hatebreed and these really really heavy bands, right? And so I called her up and I was like, Tiff, I'm at Hatebreed. Do you want to, because she sings the songs since she was a baby. And I was like, do you want to come see Hatebreed with me? It's right down the street from your house. They're performing. There's still tickets. I'll get you a ticket. You can come hang out with your pop. She's like, no, I don't want to. I was like, damn, she don't want to go to concerts with me anymore. Right. The last concert I think me and Tiff went together was another hardcore show. We went to see Madball. Okay. And I didn't even know Tiff liked Madball. I think she just wanted to go. And I talked her into it. Like, hey, you want to go see Madball with me? And she was like, you going to buy me a ticket? And I was like, yeah. So some of her friends were there. So she basically just hung out with her friends while I watched Madball. Sorry, Dolly, there's a delay from Canada. Okay. Well, welcome, Canada. You like K-pop? Okay. I can't really get into the Korean stuff. It ain't my thing. It just ain't. I like old school hardcore. And so Tiff, she hit me up one day, and I think, Tiff knows what kind of music I like, right? So she called me up one day and she's like, Dad, I'm going to tell you who your new favorite band is, right? And I was like, all right, who's that, Tiff? Who's that, right? And she's like, Attila. And I was like, who the hell is Attila? She's like, look it up, Dad. It's your new favorite band, right? And I was like, okay, I'll look it up. And Attila crushes. Okay, they are good. It's one of my favorite bands still to this day. I'm like, I still listen to Attila, right? But she knew. She was like, Dad, you're going to love this band. This is going to be your favorite band. I'm confident of it, right? She's like, it got every style of music that you like. It's kind of crushed into one, and you're really going to like it. And she was right. I was amazed. Right? She hit me up the other day with a band. I haven't looked it up yet, but she was like, Dad, you're going to like this band. It's just your style of music, So she knows what kind of stuff I like, which is weird. It's like, but she was right. She was like, this is going to be one of your new favorite bands. And that's crazy that your kid is like, I taught her so much about music when she was a little girl that now she turns me on to music now that she goes, okay. Cause she listens to a variety of musics, it ain't just K-pop. She listens like some shit that's so heavy that it's like, that's too heavy for me. Right? Like it makes me feel like an old man when I be like, man, that shit's too heavy. Like, these kids try to kill each other. You go to the concerts. We went and seen, I think it was like Alpha Wolf. That shit, it could have been a riot, but no, that's how it was crazy. I mean, people going nuts. Like it was just insane. And I was like, okay, and you got to be careful at them shows because people be getting hurt. It's like, that's so when she goes to them, they worry me. That's like when I'm like, I thought Hatebreed and stuff was rough, like when I was young, but not really. Some of these bands are like insaneness, right? Like it's like these kids go there to try to hurt each other. Like I like Teddy Swims. I know troublemakers for sure. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Y'all been cool. It's been good hanging out with you. I need to go rest, and I overslept this morning. I don't have nothing scheduled for tomorrow as far as detailing vehicles, but I'm sure people are going to pop up at the shop. So usually Fridays are so busy for me. Tomorrow's Friday, right? I'm going to have a long day. I just know it. So I probably better get some sleep, but I need the money, so I'm definitely going to work tomorrow because I got this damn Bahama trip coming up, and it's gonna be hard to drink Bahama Mamas with no Bahama money. So I gotta go make some money for sure. I ain't got a Burger King crown. I gotta fucking get out there and hustle. All right. So y'all guys be good, stay safe, and remember, if nobody else does, this ugly ass dude over here loves you guys. Be good. Peace.